Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everyone. Episode 177 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's in the sunshine with me tonight?
Hey, it's Kerry Carusetta on Twitch.
And Alyssa, my Instagram is Alyssa Billy.
Hi, this is Trey Johnson from Nintendo Main Podcast, and that's pretty much my Instagram, or not. I think there is an Instagram, but I don't use it. That's like my Twitter and my Twitch and YouTube and whatever else, and that's my podcast.
Oh, right. And I actually been listening to your podcast a bunch before, because you were going to be on this episode. I started listening to your show, and I got to say, one, I like I like the content you guys make, and I also like your voice. You got a good podcast voice.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I know we're on the longer side, which. I like that. I can't help that. It's we have a lot to talk about most weeks.
I listen to podcasts like in parts while I'm doing things. Like I'm driving from point A to point B. I'll listen to some, then I'll turn it off, and when I get back in the car, I'll get right back where I was and listen to your show. Yeah, my rotation now. I
used to. Oh, thank you. I used to do like delivery stuff for Uber and stuff like that, and podcasts are They help you stay sane through that type of thing. And I've heard, and a lot of our fans are people like we have like one of our patrons is like a truck driver that drives a lot, and another one of our biggest fan is a male. He's a male person, that needs a lot of podcasts to keep him going during the mail route and all that. So I guess some people appreciate the longer form of it.
I got a 4-hour drive coming up next weekend, so I appreciate any long podcast to keep me awake, and my wife will be passed out in the car next to me. So
sure.
Hey, same.
She won't be talking to me. All right, and I'm going to say this anyway. And if you want to help out the show, we do have a Patreon. You can vote when you hear this. If you're hearing this live, you have 2 days to vote in the current sequel poll: either Blade 2, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, Resident Evil Apocalypse, or Empire Strikes Back. You get to vote what we're going to cover next on the show for next month. So go vote. Little as $1. Go vote on our Patreon. You find the Patreon link in the show notes. And we are here to talk about a game that I have never played before until this week. Super Mario Sunshine. Developed by Nintendo EAD, published by Nintendo, came out in my favorite year of gaming, 2002.
Yes.
2002.
I'm glad you're on that. We actually... for one of our Patreon episodes, we did a show where we all defend a different year that we believe is the best year in gaming, and my year in gaming was 2002.
Oh, I mean, okay.
and we did. And we did
a great year, yeah.
We did like a vote about it, like through the patrons and all that, and I won. So 2002 officially, among like 10 votes, is the best year of all time of video games.
Kerry's been defending that too. I mean, we did an episode all about it with Kerry, which I forgot he was on.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike did a 2002 in gaming episode I was on, and I went to bat for 2002 as a really good year.
It was great.
Gaming.
The whole reason I started thinking about it was because of that wonderful year of Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion on the same day.
Metroid Prime, Metroid Fusion, Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. Mario Sunshine. You could even say Wind Waker Japan release.
Zelda bonus disc if you're in America.
Yeah. I mean,
it was the bonus disc to make up for Wind Waker not coming out yet.
Yeah, that was really cool though.
Yeah, but there's games I don't like in 2002 a lot, like Robotech Battle Cry. One of my biggest disappointments in gaming.
Who's your favorite Star Wars game?
Bounty Hunter. Well, Bounty Hunter was bad for me because I didn't realize you could tap the button and I held it down, so it made that game a lot harder than it should have been.
We had a Bounty Hunter episode. It was good stuff.
Yeah, I like that game.
Not a bad game.
Came out and haven't played it since. I'm waiting for it to come to Switch. I know it's on PS5, right? You can get it on PS4 and PS5.
Wow.
You can get it on PS4 for sure, and probably PS5 as a result. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Aspire to get around to porting that to Switch, and then I'll try it again. But I really liked it when it came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. It's a good game.
Yeah.
A good year. Okay,
great year. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why we won 2002.
Awesome.
So the first thing I want to start with is what our memories of this game. For me, I remember a friend of mine showing me Super Mario Sunshine, but I own it somewhere next to me, and I played a little bit of it, but I never really I didn't like it. I think I just did a little bit of the first level. I tried, I'm like, it wasn't for me, and I'm like, I'll get back to this. And then it's been, almost 20 years, and I finally played it this year. So I had no history really coming into this game, so I have no nostalgic for it. What about you, Alyssa?
Well, I was 5 years old when this game came out, and this, my first game memory, I guess, on the GameCube, because we grew up playing the GameCube, and I remember this was like the first game that I played, and I absolutely loved it. Like I don't care what kind of mood I'm in, I will always be in the mood to play this game no matter what. I love it so much. I haven't listened to the soundtrack. That's how much I love it.
Soundtrack is so good. Yeah, it's a banger. I guess on the level of Mario soundtracks, I think it's really good. Like I think
it's one of the best video game soundtracks.
I agree.
I can't comment too much.
Mike.
I did have it on. There's one song I did like was the remix Mario song in the about the F.L.U.D. That I enjoyed a lot.
I was gonna say that was my ringtone on my phone like for a long time. So
that was my favorite. That was the one I would turn up every time I went on those levels.
Yeah.
Everything else, I didn't hear it. I was listening to. I think at one point I probably listened to Trey talk too. I was listening to the main podcast. That's how I play games though.
Sure. No, I hear you. I was actually editing my podcast when I was playing it. A lot of it this time because I try to play games and edit at the same time. So.
Okay, that's interesting. I watch TV and edit all the time. People give me shit for it all the time.
I mean, sometimes it helps. I don't know. For some reason, like doing. I mean, a lot of people do that when you do like two things at the same time. Seems like you do it better, I guess. Like pay attention to podcasts more when you're playing a game. Also, keep your mind on it, I guess.
Well, pocket editing can get very
long.
Yes.
Tedious.
Yes, tedious. That's the word I was thinking of. I have to watch TV or I won't get it done.
Yeah, you have to do something to kind of keep your mind off of it, so you're not constantly just thinking about, cutting and all that stuff. At least I do.
I cut everything. Well, I cut ums and I cut spaces all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Kerry, what is your history with this game?
So I'm old. So I was 19 when this game came out. I was in college. But I served for Nintendo in the console wars in the 80s and 90s. I've been a hardcore Nintendo fan. But I got to college. I got a GameCube a couple of months after it came out. But you would think I would have been just starving for games and I would go for it. But I was really all I was doing. I was playing Smash Brothers, and then I was PC gaming. Like if I was playing games, and so I didn't buy this. And a friend of mine rented it, or maybe he bought it. I guess he bought it, and I went over to his apartment and I watched him play it for a few hours. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like playing Mario right now. And so I didn't play it until, I think last year I bought a Japanese copy because I was like, well, I need a game to test on because I modify game consoles as a hobby. And I was, region modding some GameCubes to be able to play, switch between American and Japanese games. And I was like, oh, I need some Japanese games, to test. Oh, I'll buy Mario Sunshine. Why not? That'll be fun. And so I got it and I started playing it on there. And I was like, yeah, this is fun. I played maybe an hour and then didn't play it again until for this podcast. So that's my history of it. Is I was always aware of it, but I just I skipped it.
I don't blame you.
For no good reason. I just skipped it.
Oh, there's a good reason, but
No.
I think I was just busy with college, and not the school part of college, the culture, the social part of college. I was busy with that, and then I was, like I said, video games. I was focused on like Warcraft 3 was a big one, Counter-Strike, stuff like that, and then my GameCube was basically a Smash Brothers machine in those years for the most part.
Wow. Okay, what about you, Trey?
Okay, well, I think I might be the oldest person in here. I don't know how old you are. You are, Mike, but
24. Okay,
I am the oldest person here. So, when Super Mario Sunshine came out, I was 22. So
there we go.
That's how old I was. I was in college still, I think. Yeah, I was. I was actually on vacation at my dad's house in Florida, and I have to tell you, here's an embarrassing story about me and Super Mario Sunshine. Like what I did to get this game. Don't think less of me. It's gonna make me sound like an idiot, but I was 22, and 22-year-olds are terrible. So that's my excuse for that. So basically, I didn't have enough money to get Super Mario Sunshine. So I was visiting my dad and my sister, and I called my mom and told her that I needed money to buy a present for my sister, and that was how I borrowed money from my mom to buy Super Mario Sunshine. So
that's funny.
I don't know how many people I've told that story to. Probably nobody. So there you go. Now you know. Things that I did to get my hands on Super Mario Sunshine was lie to my mother about money. to get it.
Wow.
So the things you did when you're in your early 20s.
Oh, I completely understand. Did a lot of dumb shit in my early 20s too, and late 20s. But I was surprised with this game, like, because I wasn't excited to replay this or to play it for the show. I just wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it. I mean, I also did play this, but I have to put this as a disclaimer. I did play this on a fake GameCube controller because I did not play this on a GameCube, let's just say, or a Switch. So my controller had issues at times. Like I couldn't run and shoot at the same time, which wasn't the game's fault. It was my fault for using a cheap controller. Yeah. But I was still able to figure out, like, I could do the shotgun blast. You hold down, you press R and A at the same time. He'll do like a blast with the F.L.U.D, and that he can do while he's running. So I would do that when I needed to, and that was able to, I think, mostly make up for the fact that I couldn't run and shoot at the same time.
Yeah, that's a big thing about Super Mario. Yeah, and is that it was based around the genius of the GameCube controller, or however you want to say it. Like, especially with the analog triggers and the two buttons, how you like have to pull it down. You know, it actually equals out to two buttons instead of one and all that.
Yeah, that made a big difference for me. That made the chasing down the Shadow Mario sequences pure torture. Was because I was using because I was playing on PC also and using a Xbox controller. There's no analog trigger, and it sucked.
Yeah, it hard.
And I could have played it on the original hardware, but I don't have a CRT inside the house, and my garage. I live in Texas, and so my garage is like 110 degrees right now. So I'm like, I don't feel like sitting in my workshop in my underwear playing Mario Sunshine for the podcast. So I'm just gonna play it on my PC instead, which is what I did.
But I wouldn't have gotten through the game without save states. No way in hell.
So yeah. I was talking to some friends about that because I said, I beat it, but man, this game was like really hard. And like, what? Mario Sunshine's that hard? I'm like, I don't think you remember this game unless you're gonna like farm lives. I don't know how you would beat. I mean, because I would. Like some of those like we can talk about them when we get to them, but there's like a level where I died like 30, 40 times trying to do the sequence. Yeah, the blooper race. You so much as like brush up against the wall or you run out of time. I couldn't find the 8th red coin. And then like one time I did it and then I ran into the dock trying to get the shine. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's instant death if you fail on those.
Did you? I was just playing this one last night, which is like one of my most hated ones. But I'm sure you dealt with the sandbird.
Oh yeah, the sandbird. Right, you fall off the sandbird.
That's a big one. That sucks.
That one took me like 7 or 8 attempts, and it's like if I didn't have a save state, I would have run through my lives because I never had more than maybe 15 lives at a time.
Yeah, that sucks too. Because you kind of get stuck in those. Secret levels or whatever levels.
Oh, right.
Out of that, and then it keeps returning you there. And yeah, if you aren't paying attention, you'll run through your lives, and then you got to go get back there again. Like depending on how hard it is to get to. I mean, there's a few of them. They're just like these are the worst ones. Or like I think one of the famous ones that we've talked about on our show is the watermelon thing. We have to roll that thing around.
Oh god,
yeah. I love that.
The watermelon, whatever it is, that one sucks with those fucking robo ducks as we call them.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
Flip you and all it. It's. I mean, I guess if you like torture, it's fun.
I mean, it's a fun idea, but it's like like the slightest mistake and fail state, you lose a life. And like you said, it isn't like it sends you back to Delfino Plaza. It puts you right back in that level, and you just will die until you run out of lives and game over, or you quit.
Yeah,
start in like exit area.
Yeah, or you throw the TV and be like, "Fuck you, Mario."
The floodless levels were some of my favorite parts because I really enjoy like the platforming aspect of Mario games. That's kind of my favorite part of it, and so I like the floodless levels. But they're like the one where the guys throw you. Oh. You get the angle on that slightly wrong, you're dead. And I really
they're the worst.
I know that I could have beaten this game on original hardware, but I would have had to farm 1-ups. I would have had to sit in Bianco Hills, and because there's that 1-up right where you start, and just farm that 1-up over and over again until I had 99 lives to feel like I could beat the game. Sure. So I don't know. To me, that is a major flaw with it. Is that it's difficulty spikes. The thing there were some shines that you get in like 45 seconds, and they're the easiest thing in the world. And then there's randomly these stages where you'll just die over and over again unless you're really good. Alyssa, you might just be really good.
I mean, what in like the secret levels, the floodless levels, a lot of those do have at least like 1 or 2 extra lives in there. So
that's true.
You have to kind of. I was thinking about it last night. Like if you get those, it keeps you in the loop of torture, like through that.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
keeps you in the hell of the secret world like for as long. And sometimes you just don't want to not get the extra life. So then maybe you'll run out of lives and you can quit playing for the day or something like that, and you'll be fine.
I mostly didn't have problems with the floodless levels, though they were fine. But there was one or two of them where, if I wasn't using a save state, I would have died 20 times.
Yeah. No, I like those levels. I mean, it's obviously they were like the DNA for Mario Galaxy, which you saw later. Like that was the origin of that. But my main thing with those secret levels and my main thing with the whole game is that they robbed you of those wonderful moves that you could do in Super Mario 64, like the long jump and the backflip, that stuff. And it makes it, and there's like really long jumps where I'm always like, how the fuck are you supposed to get that? Do you have to do like triple jump? Like, do you have to jump and dive? Like, I don't know.
Well, you can do the flip kind of in this game.
You can do the back flip.
Yeah, where you go back and turn real quick. You can do that. I mean, but I felt like the major sin was that they took away the long jump because that was
they took out the crouch.
My favorite thing, and the backflip. And Super Mario 64 is like one of my favorite games, like of all time. I've actually
mine too. Yeah,
I've done speed runs of sort, like not like I can beat the game in like 3 hours, like not 120 stars. Like it's one of those things. I played it so much in high school. Like every day after school, I would do the Big Penguin race, like pretty much every time I got out of school, and I played the crap out of that game. And it's there's just so much you can do with that. And it really broke my heart that they took away a lot of that.
I feel the same. Mario 64 is one of my very favorite video games, and it's probably my second favorite Mario after Odyssey. I really love Odyssey, but there is no reason to take away the crouch, in my opinion, because they just replaced the crouch with face camera forward button. And it's like you could have just made crouching face the camera forward. That would have been fine. And the thing is you still have the ground pound with the same button. It's the left trigger.
Yeah, and it's like anything else.
There was no reason to take this out then. You could have just left it in there. There was no reason for it, and it was so frustrating because the sliding long jump thing that you do in Mario 64 where you run, crouch, jump, that is such a necessary move. And then you have it in, Odyssey. You have it in, I'm pretty sure you have it in Galaxy as well, don't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they brought it back in Galaxy.
Oh yeah, you definitely have it in Galaxy because I actually, after I beat this, I loaded up Mario Galaxy and started playing that because I've never beaten Galaxy. I like Galaxy a lot. I've never beaten it.
Oh, really?
Playing this made me go, ooh, I want to beat Galaxy. And then I've never played Galaxy 2. I bought Galaxy 2 on the Wii U eShop because it's closing. I think they're shutting down credit card like next week. So if you want
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, wow. The 23rd.
So, but by the time this airs, it will have been like a month ago.
But hopefully you can still do this. You would do it before, but if you have your Nintendo account tied to like your Switch account, you can add money in that way. Like you can put money on your Switch account and then use it on your Wii U.
Well, you're still going to be able to use gift cards until like August or September, I think. Also. So you could always buy the gift cards. And in fact, I bought a $50 gift card for $45 on Amazon a couple of days ago.
Oh, there you go. So, well, I mean, it should, from what I heard, it's supposed to go through next year as far as like when it officially closes down.
Yeah, it is.
It won't be till like March of 2023.
It's March 2023 is when they're planning to close it. But anyway, so I bought Galaxy 2 and I'm like, I'm going to beat Galaxy 1 and 2 next because
you should.
I loved this game. It was a lot of fun. It was just, it made me want to play better Mario games.
Yeah, Galaxy 2 is like, I mean, I think Galaxy 2 is one of my favorite Mario games. Like that game is so great. They actually finally did Yoshi right as this one did Yoshi wrong, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
We will.
Okay, yeah, sorry, we're all over this, Mike.
So Alyssa, you were telling me like we talked before this, you don't have a problem with the controls for this game?
Oh no, I literally, this game is perfect. And it's funny because, you guys are talking about how Mario 64 is like one of your favorite games. So I personally haven't played Mario 64. So I don't really have an opinion with that. But yeah, I mean, I played this game on the actual GameCube, you guys. I didn't use save states or a PC or whatever.
I didn't use save states either. I've actually never used save states ever because I've never played this on PC or computer or whatever. I've actually never really been able to get an emulator working well for GameCube on any of them. But I don't have one.
Help you.
I'm not a PC person. I use like a Mac laptop from 2011, so I mean it's not really.
So Alyssa, you're a Sunshine Pro then, huh?
Yes, I can probably beat
awesome.
This within a couple of hours. Like I beat this game I don't know how many times.
That's awesome.
She's the whole reason this game was even on the show because I wasn't going to put it on the show, but she was like, "You need to put it on the show," and I'm like, "Oh."
I'm going to put it on the show. I'm like, "Please, Mike, I can talk about this game for hours, please."
You got it though. I mean, Sunshine is it's you got to put those weird Mario games in there. Like I do appreciate when they just have really weird ideas where they're like, hey, let's make a Mario all about vacationing and like tropical shit. And there's just so much weird shit, and those pianos are like nightmare fuel. Like it's like, what do we have going on here with these guys? Like they look terrible, like they sound terrible. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, I want to be clear. I loved this game. Like if it's my least favorite 3D Mario, that still makes it better than most video games for me. So I loved it. I'm glad I played it, and I'm not gonna quit on it because I beat it with only like 68 stars, and I want to get. I don't know how many are in it, but I want to get
120.
100, yeah.
Jesus. All right, well, I mean, I do that.
I have to ask you, Alyssa, and I'm sure you did. Like you 100%ed like with the blue coins and all that stuff.
Yes, all the secret stars and all the blue, everything.
I was so I hate the blue coins were the death of me. Like that was I could never find them all because it's. And I looked through guides after guides and tried to go to where they were in the guides, and I just never got all of them. I was so mad. Like even in the prime of the game when it came out, and I was playing it constantly, I really wanted that 120, and I just could not do it because of the fucking.
So
blue...
how many blue coins are there?
Too many. I don't know.
I feel like I got around 100
each level.
There's how many?
There's 30 in each level.
Oh God.
So 30
I was like, I got like 100, 120. I thought I got a lot. Jeez.
It's too much. I was not even half. At first, because I thought, when originally we started playing this game, I thought, okay, I got to get 50 shines to unlock the final area, much like Mario 64, which I've never beaten, by the way. So that's what I was in my brain. It wasn't until a little bit later I realized, no, you have to get 50 shines, but you have to get 50 particular shines and beat episode 1 through 7 of all 7 worlds. And after that, I'm like, well, fuck blue coins. Yeah,
I'm glad you told me that because I thought 50 also. And so I had already I was like at 44 shines, and I was like, oh, I'm about to beat this. And then you said that thing about 7, defeating the 7th stage in each level. And I had only defeated like the 4th or 5th stage in each level. I had gotten a bunch from outside of the levels, like a bunch from Delfino Plaza. I got a bunch by selling blue coins. And I was like, oh, so then I had to go back and just systematically go through and get the 7th shine in each level. Cause I was like, I need to beat this before Sunday. Because I just haven't had a lot of time to play video games the last couple of weeks. So
sure.
So I did it, but I was like, so that's why I beat it with like 68 was because I had gotten most of them without.
Well, it doesn't. Path. Well, it's because the guides online, when I looked up stuff, they just say you need 50 shines. They don't communicate right. I mean, it's not the game's fault because the game doesn't really. It doesn't give you any doors to say, okay, do this. It doesn't. You just kind of progress through these levels. It doesn't
tell you anything. Like that was the thing is like because I didn't want to use a guide. But you were my guide because the game never said a word about needing to chase down Shadow Mario in each level.
Yeah, I guess they expect you to just kind of figure that out. I was thinking that maybe they did it that way, so you couldn't like speed run it as fast as you could in like Mario 64, where it's like you have to play like almost pretty much all of the levels that are in there to get to the Shadow Mario, and that was probably why they did it, I guess.
Yes.
The 8th mission, which I did, all but 2 of them were just find 8 red coins, and I hated finding red coins in this game, so I would just be like, fuck it.
Well, they were just I just imagine playing it on a CRT and how hard it would be to see some of those red coins and some of those levels, like because I was playing on my 50-inch television, upscaled to 7. I think the Dolphin emulator upscales it to 420p, and it was like I still had a hard time finding some of the red coins, like just seeing them against the background.
That's what the guides are for.
Oh yeah.
I'm a cheater. I'm a dirty
when I go,
cheater.
I'm gonna go back and try to 100% this game eventually. I'm gonna do it on my GameCube, but I'm gonna have to get a better CRT. Also, maybe move it inside.
Or later in the winter.
For this show, I did actually play it on a CRT on the original GameCube, so it was
nice.
Cool. And it's not that big. It's like a maybe 20 inch, something like that. But I didn't have a hard time finding the red coins.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my workshop CRT is 13 inches, so that's
Alyssa, what were you going to say?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay.
She's just marveling at these noobs.
Oh, I mean, no, I warned her. I mean, she saw in the group chat because she absolutely loves this game. So I warned her what she was getting herself into. I'm like, we don't.
I loved it. I suck at it.
I was terrible at it. I mean, I would literally have to save state after each platform at a certain point that I jump because it would take me 10 tries sometimes to make it to one fucking platform in some of these stages.
Yeah, I only save stated on the blooper race and then I would save state at the beginning of the floodless levels just in case they turned out to be crazy.
I'm not good at platformers. That's a part of it. Also, Mario felt very slippery for me at first, especially when he doesn't have the FL.U.D. It could have been my controller, so I got to put that in there. I don't know if it was or not, but there were many times where he just didn't feel right. Like I would just fall off things, or I would jump, and like I could not get the hang of it. And it could have been my janky controller that I had to put the pad back on for the joystick because it fell off. Like it could have been that. So I have to put that out as a disclaimer to why I could have not had the best experience. But also, I think so, because
I think the platforming in this is very tight. It's really
okay.
Good
He didn't just randomly just run the other way when you'd press buttons.
No.
Okay, so that was me then. Okay.
I felt like sometimes with the analog control, it's a little weird. Like it's when you're like trying to just like edge up to the, to get to the edge of a level or something like that. Sometimes you accidentally run over it. Like I've done that even with the original GameCube controller. So.
Oh well, yeah, and it's that way with Mario 64.
A little touchier than 64 was.
Yeah, it's just because it's a more sensitive controller. But no, the only issue I had control-wise was the lack of crouch, not being able to do my little crouch backflip, Olympic backflip thing that he's been doing since Donkey Kong 94. Not being able to do that, not being able to do my sliding jump. But the biggest issue I had was the camera control.
Yeah.
I felt like the camera was the hardest enemy in this game, more so than in Mario 64 even.
Are you I have to ask, are you on the right side or the wrong side? Are you are you inverted people or are you non-inverted people on the as far as aiming goes?
Wait, you could change it?
Not in this one. But this was kind of controversy when it was re-released on Switch, for me at least, was because when it was re-released with the Mario 3D All-Stars game, they basically released it without the original inverted, and I was so pissed.
Oh, and did they patch it?
They patched it later. They finally, but I was like, it felt like when they released it, they didn't really do much to, they didn't add a whole lot, but they did enough to like screw over the controls for me because I was so mad that they took out the inverted. I'm like, come on, like what the fuck? Fine, they added it later, but it was just like I was so angry.
And 3D All Stars is the game that
control the way it originally did.
3D All Stars is the game that Nintendo like disappeared, right? Like you can't buy it. You can only buy it if you can find a physical copy for $100.
Yeah, well, actually, it's not that hard to find. You can still find it in a lot of stores.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I could see rebuying it. It was one of those things where I own the games in this collection already, and so I'm like, no, I'm good. I mean, I don't use my Switch portably anyway, so if I've bought it, I own it forever as far as I'm concerned. I don't pirate games I don't own, but I'll pirate any game I own as much as I want. So I decided not to, but I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about that because it took me a while to get used to the inverted FL.U.D. control. But once I got used to it, it was very natural. It just took a while for me to kind of get that in my head that as soon as I start shooting, I need to press down.
I don't play inverted controls ever. I didn't even realize the FL.U.D. I guess I just did I didn't even think about it that it was inverted until just now that you said it. I just played. I don't know. I just got the hang of whatever it was, and I just went with it. I didn't even realize it was inverted. I never thought about it, I guess.
It depends on what you're playing, but like with flight sims and stuff, I like inverted. But with aiming a gun thing like this, I would have preferred for it to not be inverted. But once I got used to it, if I tried to play it non-inverted now, I would have to relearn how to play it again. Because you kind of get a muscle memory of it being inverted pretty fast.
I do want to talk about the FL.U.D. because we haven't mentioned that. So the big gimmick of this Mario game is that you have a water jetpack on you that you can then shoot water. I mean, the whole thing of this Mario game to differ it from 64, essentially. So
the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing Device.
Mario.
I thought it was a cool. I thought it was a cool addition to his powers, similar to how Cappy in Odyssey just really amps things up by adding this whole new verb or set of verbs to what you do as Mario. So I thought that was cool. I just, like I said, I didn't like losing the crouch for it. But.
I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was cool because it kind of brought in the EGAD universe, from Luigi's Mansion. Because that was something that was really weird about GameCube is the release. It was the first Nintendo system to release without a Mario game right out of the gate, and their launch title for GameCube was Luigi's Mansion, which was such a different and beautiful game. Which I love that game.
It is a really good, and they designed the GameCube controller for Luigi's Mansion. Like it was designed around the game, which is kind of crazy to think about that they designed this.
I believe it.
Iconic controller around that game. And I think the GameCube controller is, by the way, a really great controller with one major flaw, and that is the lack of a proper D-pad.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Yeah, lacking a proper D-pad is a problem because I use the GameCube controller on my Switch a lot, and if I want to play like the NES or Super Nintendo classics, I've got to change over to a Super Nintendo controller for it to feel right.
I actually, for my GameCube, I bought these Hori controllers from Japan. I don't know if you've seen them.
Oh yeah.
They look like Super Nintendo controllers, but they have the same setup of where the buttons are for the GameCube. It just has a big giant D-pad on the left side. It's like a Super Nintendo controller, but with the buttons the way they are on the GameCube, and they're great. Like I bought a couple of them so I could play mostly for Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is awesome. One of my favorite fighting games on GameCube that I play a lot of.
That's a good one.
I'm not a big fan of the game controller.
So Alyssa, is Mario Sunshine your first Mario game?
Yes.
So you kind of, for you, every other Mario game is like, where's the flood?
Yeah, exactly.
For her, it was
I can't hover.
Born in the sunshine.
Merely adopted.
I mean, that's pretty what it reminded me.
F.L.U.D was a really, really interesting character. Like I always, I don't know, like when there's that one boss that you do with the underwater guy with the teeth, where you have to like.
Oh yeah, we have to clean his teeth.
And whenever like it would swallow you, like F.L.U.D would become like cognizant, and he'd be like, "I feel fear." Like,
yeah, yes.
Like F.L.U.D develops like the soul or whatever at that time, and
at the end of the game, where F.L.U.D is like dying.
Yeah. I mean, I think F.L.U.D's hilarious. Like I was saying, like the Mario, or like one of my favorite things from the game is when you first meet F.L.U.D, and F.L.U.D like kind of scans you, and it shows you like beating Bowser, like, and then it shows stuff from Super Mario World, and it shows like Mario spinning Bowser around in 3D from Mario 64. I thought that was really cool to show like he's like scanning Mario and looking at his backstory, and it shows footage from old games. Like I had never actually seen that ever before in a Nintendo game, and I was like, that's really awesome. Yeah, it's a cool thing. That's one of the cool things of the cutscenes, which we haven't even talked about that yet. No. About the
are we
bad voiceover for anything? And,
I hate it. That was one of my three biggest problems with the game. Is number one the camera, and number two is the voice acting, and number three is that you can't skip any of the damn cutscenes.
Nope.
I don't play Mario for the story. I just wanted to move on to the next thing. I don't need the story for this game, and I can't skip any of this. And the voice acting is terrible. Mario is better. It's better when everyone's just going, roar. That's Mario.
Yeah, it's like so muffled, and it's like lower than everything. But I mean, at least it gives you that absolutely hilariously awful ending where Bowser's like, "Well, kid, like next time you'll find him." Like when they have that like father-son talk, like after his hot tub has been destroyed, and which that was like a ridiculous boss. Also,
we will get there. But yes,
for Princess Peach to be your mother.
Yeah,
I just lied to you. That whole thing is just weird to me too. Like everything with the story is just strange. Like the whole idea is that you're going on vacation, and then Bowser Jr., who disguised himself as a Shadow Mario, is going around doing graffiti on this island so that when you arrive, they arrest you. But when they arrest you, they leave you in jail with your F.L.U.D that you just got, which, like, okay, yeah, we'll leave you the weapon that you can use to escape if you wanted to. Okay. And then your like, sentence is to clean the island up.
Yep.
It's weird, but it's funny.
I don't know if this is true or not, but this is always something I heard. Nintendo has always been like hesitant to do like voice acting and stuff like that in their games. I always figured it was because of this game. They tried real hard on Super Mario Sunshine. It ended up really bad, so they didn't do it again until like Breath of the Wild, years later. Because they could be. They never really did much of that. So
a comment we made earlier that I want to touch back on is, what are those people called again?
The Piantas?
Yes. You call them Nightmare Field. I agree. I can't. I don't like the way they look. They bother me. I know.
I thought they were fine. I don't like them.
They kind of actually sort of have a bit of a pop figure flair to them because they do have those dead eyes as well. They get the little black eyes.
Just don't. And Alyssa, I know you're a big fan of them because you have a giant perler bead of them on your wall.
Yes, I do. I sent you guys in the group chat.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do perler beads with my son, but we don't ever do anything that big. That's crazy.
So why do you like these weird people, Alyssa?
I don't know. It's just like, again, like I grew up with this game and I just love this game so much. And like everything is so colorful and fun. And like, I don't know, it's just something different. And I like when you're in Pianta Village and like, you know, like they have all the little like festivals and little parties going on. Like, I don't know. I just really like them.
Is Pianta Village the one where the first one is the chain chomps that are on fire?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a cool area.
It's a cool area, but I had a hard time with those chain chomps that were on fire.
Yeah. Hard stuff in that part.
I think the 6th shine is the one where the entire place is on fire.
Yes.
Hell.
That was the only time I used save states outside of a flood level. Or
that was...
Because I died, I think, 10 times just trying to get over to where I needed to get for it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to put a save state here.
That was the worst level in the game for me.
No.
I hated it. I had such a hard time. I couldn't figure out what the hell. Okay, so originally I was trying to do in my guide, it told me, okay, if you jump over here and jump here, you can then skip going down below. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that. I could not get the jump. Partly could have been my controller, but I could not get this one jump that they would do.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can do that too. I usually
also, isn't there a triple jump or not? Well, there's like a spin jump in this game, right? That you do.
Yes.
I couldn't do it with my controller. I'm assuming the controller, not just me, but I couldn't do it.
Spin jump, I used that a lot. That was really good for when you got surrounded by like enemies and stuff. You do that and press R and just like spray in a circle around you.
So, okay, so it might have been me then, because you had the same type of controller, because you had a controller without trigger sensitives too. I could not pull it off.
Yeah, I was using an Xbox One controller.
I was using a fake GameCube controller that I broke before I started playing, so that might have been part of it.
Yeah, I plugged in a GameCube controller, I plugged in an actual GameCube controller to my PC using my GameCube to USB adapter, but it didn't translate the analog trigger. So it was like, well, there's no benefit to using this over.
I'm glad I was gonna buy one just for this game, but I didn't because I was cheap.
Are you talking about like the official Smash Brothers one that they made for Wii U, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, for the Wii U, they made for the Wii U, right?
Yeah, it was originally made for Wii U, and then it.
Yeah, I got it for the Wii U
Switch as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Mike, those things are pretty expensive, so don't go out of your way. I mean, they're great, but if you're only gonna use them for one thing, like that.
I was just gonna use them for emulation.
There's knockoff ones that are fine, and
also I was gonna buy was a knockoff one. I wasn't gonna pay $50-$60. I saw it. I saw one for like $10.
I have the official one, and yeah, it didn't translate the analog trigger for me. Or I don't think it did because I wasn't able to run in F.L.U.D. with that either.
So I remember when they came out, even they were hard to find. Like I was looking real hard to find one for Smash Brothers on Wii U, and they weren't anywhere. And I never really saw one ever again. So I figured my wife got me one when they first came out for something for birthday or Christmas or something. So I still have it. I use it whenever we play Smash Ultimate with my friends and all that. But if you want to play it on Switch with true GameCube controls, that's how you have to do it. You have to use the Nintendo-made adapter and plug your GameCube controller into the Switch, and then you can actually use the analog triggers and all that stuff. And that's the only way to do it if you want the Mario 3D All-Stars version. I wonder if the USB, or not USB, the ones that they made for Smash on the Wii U, the GameCube controllers made specifically for Smash that have like the home button on them. Those have analog triggers, right? I don't know. I never used one. Those plug into the bottom of a Wiimote, but I've got a Hori adapter that you can plug in on. It's like a wireless adapter, and you can plug. Or it's not Hori. It's 8BitDo. Yeah, the G-Bros. Yeah, I have one of those, and I use that. That's usually what I use when I play Smash on the Switch, is so that I don't have to sit near my Switch. Sure. That actually. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. Like for the actual GameCube control, I think you need the specific Nintendo-made one. Because I think I tried it. I think I tried both. Okay. And you don't get the analog triggers through that thing. So the secret is play on original hardware like a pro, like Alyssa.
Yes.
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 Bang your head against the wall and learn this game.
I mean, you should play everything on original hardware.
Oh,
You should buy one of those $150 HDMI GameCube plugs. They're not cheap at all.
I've been looking at modding one of my GameCubes for HD, but it's a little bit too much money for something I don't really need.
A good pointer for that type of thing is you can just use your Wii. Just use your Wii with the component cables for that. If you have a TV that still has like plugs on it for that, and then you can play your GameCube in HD much easier. It'll give you the same output that the GameCube component cables would. You just do it through your Wii, and it's way cheaper.
Or if you can just, I guess that would be the best way. I was gonna say, if did they ever put this on Virtual Console for the Wii U? I wonder.
Nope.
I don't think they have any GameCube on Virtual Console.
GameCube was never Virtual Console. I was actually so surprised that it was re-released on Switch because GameCube is like I guess aside from like the Wind Waker remaster on Wii U and stuff like that, they don't really re-release a whole lot of their GameCube games. Like
which is too bad because
because they've got Wii games on the Virtual Console. I bought a couple of Wii games. I spent like $150 on the Virtual Console in the past week.
Nice.
It's like, all right, I'm going to snatch up all this stuff, and mostly what I bought were Wii and like GBA games.
I was going to say, I hope you got some of the DS games because I think.
Oh, and DS, I got
that's the most amazing thing, and that's the thing that will never happen ever in our lifetimes ever again.
They'll have to remake them.
Play DS games on a TV. Like
I bought several DS games, some GBA games, and some Wii games. I don't think I bought a single Wii U game other than the NES remixes. But.
Well, you don't need to because everything Wii U will be on the Switch just about, except for Devil's Third. So you're good.
Yeah. Well, there's some of it like I don't think they're going to put out those NES remixes again, and those are a lot of fun if you ever.
Those they might not know.
They have them on 3DS also, but
they're really, really good.
There's other ways.
I'm sorry, you were going to ask something.
Oh, so did you have... Okay, so in this game you have the piñatas that are running around on fire. Were you able to put them out without having to be able to hold down the gun on them? Even without the analog trigger, the run, jump, A does... or run, jump, A, R, whatever, does the shotgun blast. And that was good for putting out running things. That was good for chasing down Shadow Mario. Okay, that's right.
It just runs through your water pretty quickly, but as long as you're somewhere where you can refill the water periodically, then it works.
Okay, I did it for Shadow Mario, but I would try to put them on a fire, and I just couldn't get them, and I just didn't care anymore. But I was curious.
Let them burn.
Little backpack, you gotta put them out.
They can burn. I don't care about them.
We were talking about the piantas. The pianta, is that how you say it?
Yeah,
I believe. So.
Yeah, I did not dislike those at all. I like the way they do the little hip shake dance. I'm a fan. I've liked them. Like for me, they're Mario Kart. Because they're in Mario Kart Wii. I think is the first one that has
Double Dash.
Or Double Dash. Double Dash.
They were Double Dash. Yeah, they dance by the
Delfino Plaza.
Where you get through. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where you're on the. Where you like race through the beach and the little the Robo-Duck guys.
Right.
Whip guys.
It's the Koopa Beach.
Yeah.
I never knew where those duck guys were from. And when I was playing this game, I'm like, so that's where those guys are from.
Oh yeah.
I'd never seen them before besides Mario Kart. I have no idea what game they were from.
I mean, they're just the new version of the wind up guys, the wind up mouse guys from Mario 64. It's like the same thing.
No idea what you're talking about.
They the same thing. They flip you they come and get under your feet and flip you up really high, and it's really annoying.
Never played
guys from 64.
Mario 64 that far.
Oh, we got to do 64, and we could get Alyssa to play it for the first time and see if she schools us on that one too.
I was gonna say, bring me back on that one if you.
Yeah, because that's one of my favorite games. I love.
Super Mario 64 it's like it's probably like the last game that ever like had such a huge impact on me because it was the first time that I ever played like a 3D game that works so well. And it just everything changed after you played that game. It was like, this is amazing and I want to do nothing other than play this game forever.
Exactly. Like that was that is a game where I think that's the very first game in my life that I 100%ed.
Oh, probably me too.
Yeah, and because that came out when I was in the 8th grade, and that was the only game I had for the 64 for a year until Ocarina of Time came out. Because 64 games were expensive.
Yeah, they were.
They were, and hard to find too at the time.
Yeah, they were hard to find, and they were usually $75 or $70. People don't remember, but
I mean, some people. Yeah, I remember finding, like, when it came out, I remember seeing Shadows of the Empire for $90 at
Oh, I had Shadows of the Empire I got Shadows of the Empire, I think, for Chris. So I got the 64 and Mario 64 at launch, actually a week before Street Date, because my Toys R Us broke Street. And that was in August. And then that Christmas I got Shadows of the Empire, and that was my big video game. That was my big Christmas present for that year, because that's $90.
Good game.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. But I was going to say if Mario 64. No. I'm sorry. I was going to say with the characters, the Piantas. The one that was weird to me was Pianissimo, who is I think he's supposed to be a human, right? And he's wearing like a Pianta costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
The little guy you raised.
Like he skinned a Pianta and made a costume out of it.
Oh,
what was
he was also
level?
So easy to beat.
He was the molten we were talking about. That Pianta Village.
For which one?
The one with the molten lava.
Yeah.
This Pianta Village.
So I want to talk about that a little bit. That world was probably the toughest for me. I had a really hard time with that molten. I just had a hard time like with the chain chomps too. I didn't like having to like the one you have to escort to the bath, and then you have the fire one. I also really do not like the fire slime at all. I hate the fire slime.
Yeah, it was a, if you jumped into it at the wrong spot, it was a for sure death. Yeah. Because you can't normally, like in Mario 64, you fall in the lava, you go rocketing out of it, grabbing your butt. And then at the apex, and then at the apex of your rocket up, you have control over your body again, and you can spin or something to not die, right? But in this one, you rocket up like 2 feet, and so you don't get control of yourself before you hit it again and again and again. And so you just have to hope that you bounce out of it with any life left.
And you bounce backwards; you don't bounce forward.
That also, right? So you can't, like in Mario 64 again. You could, if you have the life to spare, you could abuse the fire to get across the lava to get across big gaps. That's kind of a trick to get one of the stars in the desert world inside the pyramid in Mario 64. Is you can use the lava to rocket yourself up to the top for the one where you have to race to the top of the pyramid. I was going to say, maybe Alyssa can answer this or Trey, I don't know. On Pianta Village, the shrine where you get the Yoshi.
Yeah.
He's underneath a beehive. And the camera is always giving you the trick to the level by like showing you what to look at. And so it shows you the Yoshi egg and then it shows you the beehive. Were you supposed to use that beehive in some way?
If you use Yoshi to eat all of the bees, and then you have to like shake down the beehive and then eat all those bees, you get a blue coin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I tried that and I could eat like half the bees and then they would sting me and knock me off of Yoshi, and then I couldn't get back up on top of them because I swarmed Yoshi.
You have to keep walking around. You have to run away from them and then try to eat them as you run away.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I sat there and tried that like 5 times, and I was like, you know what? I don't even think I need Yoshi for this level, and I just jumped. And I didn't. You don't need Yoshi for that level at all. The Yoshi's just there for the blue coin, I guess.
No, that one, because you have to go down the under level, and you have to like squirt the, like that yellow, like weird.
Oh, like, that's right. Yeah, I did do that. Come to think of it, I guess you do need them then just for that part of it.
You have to jump on the mushrooms, and god, that was another one where save states saved my ass.
That was the part where I discovered what that stuff was. I was like, because you've come across that stuff in other levels, and also there's like a rooftop that has it, and you discover it early because there's that one, like the 3rd level you have to access by doing that, but it didn't click in my head. Oh, this yellow weird stuff, you have to shoot Yoshi slime at it or Yoshi puke. But okay, that's what. But then on the Pianta Village one, I was like, oh, that's what all. And then I went back and got the stuff from those different ones. So
can you talk about Yoshi? Since you brought it up.
Can we talk about the Yoaster and like what other weird stuff that happened to the poor guy in this game?
I didn't mind the Yoshi. I mean, I thought he seemed fine to me. What was wrong with him?
It was just, I don't know. It was weird to me. Like I always thought. Like you're saying earlier, like Yoshi's like vomiting on everything. Like just like what happened to you, Yoshi? Like I don't know.
It's just he got a new power. He can still eat like everything, which is wonderful. I love he's the Kirby of the Mario universe.
I guess this is like, Yoshi's like official entrance into the 3D world, right? He was just on the roof in Mario 64, and you'd never.
Well, no, he's in Smash Melee.
No, but I mean, like in a 3D platformer.
Oh yeah,
you can actually like control Yoshi in a 3D space. Like this is the first time you've actually been able to do that.
Yeah, and I like that they
didn't necessarily know what to do with it yet.
Is it Yoshi's Island that they introduced his ability
hover?
Where he jumped, his hover ability?
Yes,
is it Yoshi's Island that introduces that? Yeah.
Yeah, Super Nintendo, and that's I think that's one of the greatest games of all time.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing game.
But it was like, compared to that, and even like, I don't know, even like Yoshi's Story a little bit, it was just kind of like, Yoshi, what happened to you? And I always thought it was really weird that he like can't swim. Like whenever you like,
oh yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
it's this weird pixelation thing, which we used to make that Jeremy and I from Nintendo made. We used to say that he turned into pills, water, because it kind of looks like the Dr. Mario pills. Like, it was just weird. Like I don't know. Yeah,
that was frustrating because this is a game where water is your friend. You're jumping in water a lot in this game, but not if you have Yoshi.
But not with Yoshi.
So Yoshi like dies and goes back to the mirror universe or whatever.
So
there's an evil Yoshi too with a mustache somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember the completely random? You remember Boshi from Mario RPG? I love that guy. The evil Yoshi. He should come back. I always thought there should be a bad version of Peach instead of like Waluigi. There should be like a Boshi type Peach called Beach, and then we just have her in there. She wears like a black dress. It'd be great.
Like Bowsette?
Yeah, just make Bowsette canon. Go for it.
I want them to.
I want Beach to live, though.
I'm going to say, actually, one thing I was thinking about was, so at the end of the game where Peach comes down with her parasol, I love that. Peach is one of my, like, she was my main in Melee. I like won a tournament, a cash tournament is Peach. I'm a big Peach fan. And what I would really love is for them to make a 3D Mario game, a 3D Peach game, because they had Super Princess Peach.
A Super Princess Peach 3D. You can cry in 3D now.
Yeah, do Super Princess Peach universe and make it like Mario Odyssey, only you're Peach. And, all of her, her stuff, her pulling out the Daikons and throwing them at people, and her parasol powers, and her like being able to pull out the golf clubs and tennis clubs and frying pan and all that from Melee. Keep all that kind of stuff, and then you could have Bowsette be the villain. Bam. Okay. There you go. Game. Get on it, Nintendo.
I'd play it.
That'd be nice. We definitely have to talk about how Peach was done wrong in this game as well, because she is so dumb in this game. Like almost every line is like Mario. Like it's like she's confused through the whole thing. I mean, I understand like this weird Bowser kid like thinks that that's his mother, but
does the game ever answer that question? By the way.
No.
I think
it leaves it open, right?
I guess
she could be. Yeah. She could be. I agree, but I did love that at the end, Mario falls and like busts his ass, and F.L.U.D breaks and all that, and Peach just kind of casually floats down on her parasol. Like, I'm good.
Oh, hopefully she had finally figured out that the other Mario is not Mario.
Yeah, that too.
Because that's like the whole intro. It's like Mario,
like, Mario. Why are you translucent and made of water?
How do people confuse Mario and Shadow Mario? Will not understand.
Well, the Piantas with their like dead black eyes, they probably see in 2D or something.
Okay, I'll buy it. They're colorblind.
No color.
It's like that episode of The Tick where they like took their arms off and like put them on these weird like robots that have like buckets for heads, and they just draw their faces on there, and people can't tell the difference. It's like that. It's like a comic book joke or something. It's like Superman with the glasses and not the glasses. They're two different people, I don't know.
There you go.
I mean, people will not. We had this conversation before, but I always say the same thing. I mean, if people don't expect somebody, especially that's famous, like the idea of Clark Kent being able to disguise himself, I completely believe it. I can get that sense, but I don't know. Just they're too different. Like one guy's covered in goo and one guy's not. Like you can't tell the difference.
One guy's made of goo. This is this is Gooigi. Like 20 years earlier.
You just can't tell the damn difference. Freaking idiots. Yeah. But Peach doesn't do a whole lot in this game, which is unfortunate. I mean, she's in the beginning, then she gets kidnapped pretty early on after a few shines, and then you don't get her back till the very end of the game.
Unfortunately, that's pretty standard Mario game. I mean, I'm trying to think of games where Peach isn't just the damsel in distress, and it's like Mario 2 USA, but that's a side game that's taking place in Mario's dreams.
Well, I mean, with Super Mario 3D World, you could play as Peach in that. Actually,
right, but that's
they
after
do the whole game as Peach. So.
Best Mario game ever, right there.
Oh, yeah? I mean, it's good. Did you?
I think it's one of the best. Yeah, it's in my top probably 3 or 4 Mario games.
Have you played Bowser's Fury, the new one?
Yeah. I have not. I haven't bought
Bowser's
it yet.
Fury is especially with like a kid. My kid who's 10. He and I play that together, and that's a lot of fun.
Bowser's Fury is awesome. Like I hope that's the future of 3D Mario. Like that game is so much fun. Like with the Kaiju Bowser and the giant Mario, cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's actually unlike Galaxy or even Odyssey, the second player actually has something they can do that's actually useful and significant.
And Bowser Jr. is in that too, and bringing it back around. Like
that's who the second player is, your Bowser Jr. helping Mario.
There, yeah. And this was the first appearance of him, right? Like we'd never seen him before. I was trying to remember if he had
Bowser Jr.
in the Mario Party games or not.
In Yoshi's Island, but maybe that's not the same Bowser Jr.
Oh no, that's Baby Bowser.
That's Baby Bowser Jr. I'm pretty sure this is the first Bowser Jr. appearance.
Yeah.
And then
I can't think of where else he would have been.
Never went away for that.
And now he's in Smash, and he's a really fun character to play in Smash too.
What were you gonna say, Alyssa?
Oh, well, even like the new like Paper Mario, like the recent one, the origami one, like he's in that too. So they're trying to bring him into like newer games. I don't know if you guys play Mario at all.
Oh yeah, the Origami King. That's a good game.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. My son likes it though. When I went to go saw him last, he was playing it.
I haven't beaten it, but because I was playing it with my son, and he bounces off of games like real fast. We'll play a game a lot for like a couple of weeks, and then he's on something else. So we haven't beaten it, but
for the old school Mario 3 Mario World fans, like was your heart broken when Bowser Jr. pretty much replaced the Koopalings?
Yeah.
I mean, they showed up in Mario Kart 8, which is great, but I mean, I felt like he just kind of overshadowed all of that stuff, and you never really saw them again.
He just got rid of his first kids and like, you're my new kid. Yeah.
My favorite Mario game is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, and so like the Koopalings from that's like the canon Mario for me.
I was I don't know if this is true, but I heard that it was like a kind of like a bad translation thing, and that like Koopalings were never actually his kids; they were just like co-workers or something.
They're his minions. So. They weren't supposed to be his kids. It was a mistranslation.
Yeah.
At least I've heard that also. That's what the internet says, at least.
And it must be true, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's on the internet.
I don't know. It makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
I always love their names and how they're all,
they're all
named after. I mean, some of them punk rock singers, which is pretty rad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Iggy.
Like Wendy. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I do like them too. I'm bummed that they're not around in more stuff if they kind of moved on. But I guess also because Mario games aren't really big about boss fights. Like this game has a few. Like this is also the game where because I played Mario Kart Double Dash many times, but I never touched Sunshine before. I never knew that Petey Piranha was like. I knew he was in this game because I fought him.
Yeah. That was another like thing that came out of this that you couldn't get away from. Like Petey Piranha was a golfer in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on GameCube.
Oh yeah,
Piranha's hilarious because he has those little like red and white polka dot underwear that he wears in the game. Like the first time you see him in that level, and he's on top of the like lighthouse or whatever. I just love that animation, like where the ground like breaks under him, and he kind of just like slowly looks to see what's happening. I don't know. Yeah, Petey Piranha's awesome.
He's a good character in Smash Ultimate. Is Piranha Plant's Ultimate Smash? Does he summon Petey Piranha? Is that Petey Piranha that he summons? You think? I think it's supposed to be. It looks like it.
I didn't play that much as the Piranha Plant on.
Yeah, I'm really bad with Piranha Plant. I have a friend that's his main.
Really?
Yeah. it's a difficult character.
I hope so.
Alyssa, do you have any opinions on Petey Piranha?
I love him, and like I don't know, I like how when you're in Bianco Hills, like the second time that you fight him when he's sleeping on the like platform or whatever, and, like he's like flying around, and then you have to hit him and he'll come down, and like I just like his little noises that he makes and stuff. I don't know. I like him because it's just I don't know. I feel like he's like a weird like random dorky character to have. Yeah,
he was a cool boss. That second time you fight him, I had to look up what I was supposed to do because I just kept shooting him with the bug like torpedo things.
Yeah.
you know, and he would just fall down, and then I was like, all right, well, what do I do? I kept shooting him. I'd shoot him in the mouth with the things, and it doesn't do anything because you're supposed to fill up his mouth with the F.L.U.D. And I was like, oh, duh, of course that's what you're supposed to do. That's why he's opening his mouth. But
yeah,
I was like,
he throws up because he's like, he'll just
yeah.
It's a weird thing. It reminded me. I'm gonna go with it. It reminded me of the Princess Peach stuff that I never played, but because of one of my friends on the show, Vincent, had talked about. We were talking about it once. He's like, "Yeah, you cry into a piranha plant's mouth or something like that." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
And that's what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, "Okay."
And the belly button, like he drinks the water, and then his belly button like becomes an outie, and you have to
and you have to push it back in.
and also Kerry, that is PD Piranha in Smash Brothers. I looked it up real quick, but yeah, the final Smash is PD Piranha, which is awesome because more PD Piranha representation.
I feel like it's a waste not just making him the character totally. Like, why have Piranha Plant when you could just have PD Piranha as the fighter?
Because they wanted something, I'm assuming, very unique. I've never played Smash Ultimate at all. I can't.
What?
It's a good game.
I haven't played a lot of Switch games. I need to put that out there. Like, I just don't. Switch is a system that I don't collect for. I don't really play. I have a Switch Lite near me, but it's not. It's not my thing.
There's a lot of
Maybe it's because you got the Switch Lite, and that's why you don't like it.
It's mainly because Nintendo isn't cheap games, and I have been recently opened up to the world of Steam, and if a game.
Oh, sure, yeah.
No, I get you. Like, I primarily PC game, and I have like almost every system because like I said, I modify video game consoles, but I have but my Switch is probably the thing that gets played the most in my house because I have a 10-year-old, and he and we got the Switch when it came out, and so he and I have been playing Switch together for five years now. You know, so I play a lot of Switch, and Ultimate is. I mean, Smash, like I said earlier, like when I was in college, I played in tournaments, and I actually won a tournament once, and got third place in a couple of others, and then never placed after that. But so like Smash Ultimate is I play a lot, and the very first free. I think he was free, or did you have to have the fighter pass?
No, he was free if you bought it
free.
Early.
If you bought it by a certain date or whatever, you got.
Oh yeah, that was free. Yeah. Every Smash Brothers is a pre-order for me. Yeah, so I had he's a really difficult character to play with.
Yes.
Yeah, very difficult because it's not PD Piranha, so he doesn't have legs or whatever. He's in a flower pot. So
that's part of what I love about it. Like just how weird it is. Like I love how you could make just this small character from the original Mario stuff into like a fighter. Like
it is very cool.
That's the genius. That's the genius of Smash Brothers. Is they can go super weird with it and make it work, like Duck Hunt Dog and Game & Watch and stuff like that.
Yeah, Duck Hunt Dog is one of my favorites. But yeah, the Piranha Plant in Smash, like just it controls weird compared to any other player. Like it has the way the moves work. But yeah, anyway, the ultimate is PD Piranha, who comes from Mario Sunshine, and I think I was aware he was from Mario Sunshine, but now I don't know. You're making me doubt if I knew that or not. When he showed up, I was like, oh yeah, it's PD Piranha, of course.
You might have known from other things too, but it was just cool. Like the first area, God, what the hell is it called again? My brain is farting.
Bianco Hills.
Okay. It's a good intro area. I think it does a good job of showing you the kind of making you have to learn the controls of how the F.L.U.D works. The F.L.U.D has a jetpack you can use to kind of hover over things. Like it does a good job. The boss fights aren't too bad. The secrets aren't too terrible. Like it's a good intro area to kind of teach you the game, I felt.
Yeah, Bianco Hills was the first one where I got everything in it. Where I got I don't know. I probably didn't get all the blue coins. I thought I did, but Bianco Hills is it is a very good intro world to play in.
Oh, Alyssa, do you want to tell us how many stars or how many shines are in each world and how they haven't broken up?
Well, so you have like the 8, episodes, like the regular, shrines, and then each world, if you get 100 coins, and you get a shrine from that, and then there's 2 secret ones in each level.
What?
One of the secret shrines is going back into the one where you lose F.L.U.D, and when you go back in, you have him to use to
yeah. I forgot about that.
What?
I totally forgot about that. Like I didn't do that in the on the replay on Switch or the replay for this. I totally forgot about that.
Well, you got to go.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool that you because the F.L.U.D kind of like feel like it sort of fixes some of the weird controls, because it helps you like helps you jump better because you can kind of like float with it and all that.
Well, the game is programmed to use the F.L.U.D, so when they take away the F.L.U.D, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the floodless sections, but didn't even occur to me I could go back into them and I'd have F.L.U.D. Wow.
I do remember having a really hard time like finding 100 coins in all of the levels. Like it was not as easy as it was in Mario 64. Like even that first level that we were just talking about, Bianca Hills, like I had a hard time finding 100 coins for the 100 coin shine.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I was actually at one point I was like, what are the coins even for other than healing? Okay then.
100 coin shines.
Yeah, and
therefore
that are easier to find 100 coins than others. And that's the same with like the blue coins. Like there's you might find a blue coin in episode 1 that you can't find in like episode 3. Like
yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, they're only some are episode specific, which makes it even harder and it's even more annoying. Like,
Mario 64 has that in a couple of areas. There's a couple of the paintings in Mario 64 where this episode you're on will change the world. So that I was, but yeah, it didn't occur to me. Yeah, of course. It did occur to me actually at one point when I was doing the blooper race. I was like, there's like 2 or 3 blue coins you could only get with a blooper, I think.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of 100 coin shines, like it doesn't, like the blue coins don't count as 5 coins as it did in Mario 64, and I don't think the red coins count as 2 coins either, right?
No,
they don't.
So that makes it even more harder. It's like,
wow.
That's why it just broke my mind. Like I remember I think I spent a couple hours in Bianca Hills just trying to find like 2 more coins or something, and I just could not find them anywhere. I'm like, why is there so little coins here?
My mind is blown, and my dreams of going back and 100%ing this have just gone away. I'm like, no, not doing that.
Don't do
I'll go back
Only
and play it again. But
you got to make a flow chart for those blue coins or something like.
There's a guide that I found online that has a little check mark where you can check everything that you get, so because it's ridiculous how many there are.
That's the only way to do it. I actually did look it up earlier while we were talking, and I think there's 240 blue coins in the game total. So there you go.
Yeah, so I got like maybe half of them because I think I bought 6 shines with the blue coins. So yeah, I guess I got about half. All right, cool.
Do you so since I've never seen 100% on Mario Sunshine, do you get anything cool like you did in Mario 64? Like you don't get to see like a secret character or get like sparkles in your jump or anything like that?
No, not really. But the little like when you're in the start screen, where you can choose like A, B, or C, you have like a little like icon. Here, wait, I sent Mike a picture of.
So you can suffer for a little icon.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what do you get? Because I always wanted to. I don't know if this is true or not. I always thought that you got like some sort of special trophy in the Smash Brothers Melee game if you 100%ed it, but I might have just made that up because when it came out and thought that was. Because I expected that there had to be something, like because with the Mario 64 one, don't you get you get a ton of lives, you get to see Yoshi, you get this little sparkle in your jump,
and you get a special jump, right?
Yeah,
triple jump.
Yeah, the third jump has a little sparkle in it.
Okay, I've never done it, so I don't know. I just read about it before many times.
Oh, you get a little graffiti sun thing on there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I mean, it's impressive. Like I'm
that's bragging rights.
You're probably the only person I've talked to in my entire life ever that has ever 100%ed this game. So I'm impressed because it's hard. It's a hard game.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very very big props. So how are you? By the way, in your picture, you're playing on a HD TV. So how are you hooked up with your GameCube to your HD TV? What's your setup there?
So I'm using like the original, I don't know what the plugin is called, but it has a little prong, you have to put it on the I don't know. I'm not using HDMI. I'm using the original GameCube hookup to the TV.
Component then.
Composite, right? Isn't the regular one the composite and the component is the 480p one that was rare? I think that's really hard.
You're probably right. I'm not.
I'm right? Isn't component the one that has the 3 different colors? It isn't just yellow.
That's what that is, but that's not what I was using. I had to ask my dad to because they have live TV, and I had to ask him to get rid of it so that I can have channel 3 so that I can play on that TV because you have to play on either channel 3 or channel 4.
Oh wait, So you have like the coax cable?
Yes.
Oh, really? And you somehow played that on an HD? I guess you would go through the cable, right? Like you plugged it in through the cable?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's even rare. I kind of not like because I never because the GameCube came with the regular AV the video
red, white, and yellow, and then the HD one is as the green and blue, if I remember right.
Okay, so I thought the composite is the regular yellow, white, and red, and then the component is like the white and red and the like blue,
green and blue,
whatever. Yeah.
I should know. I used to sell TVs around this time, but
and the one that you have is the coax cable, which is what I had for the original NES. Like that was, I never thought. I guess they probably made adapters for it for the GameCube for anybody who didn't have AV plugs on their TV, but.
Well, some CRT TVs are only coax, so I mean, I think I can't even remember how the hell I played this because it's been so long ago. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the time, you might have had to buy them,
It wouldn't have came with it, yeah. But you could have just went to your local store because I know I did stuff. I remember vaguely memories of having to go buy something at a store to play my system.
Yeah, I think there was one available. Does that look better then? Does it look better than the regular AV plugs do on the HD?
I think so, yeah.
We
have color glasses.
I guess I don't know if you want to. I guess we lost Kerry.
We lose Kerry?
Yeah, power went out.
Oh shit.
Okay, Texas.
Well, I was gonna go back to what we were saying earlier about the lines. Like you have on like the 2 extra ones, but some of them like it's kind of hard to find because like in Noki Bay, for example, like there's a yellow bird that if you get that yellow bird, that's like that extra shrine in there. So like it's just little things like that where it's like, okay, you have to be like looking out for it. Or in Gelato Beach, there's this one when you're like up on the hill and you spray that like leaf, and then the little stairs go, like there's stairs that go down and then there's coins right there. You have to spray that wall and then a shrine will appear and then you get it that way. And like that one I actually didn't find until like later on, after I played it for a while, because some of the things are just so impossible to even know like where they are, because it's like there's no way you're just randomly spraying everywhere and then you find the shrine here, so I like that too though, because it hides them pretty well.
They want you to play it for a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably was their idea was to they want to give you something that has a lot of time to it, which that's great. I'm all for that. It's just some of it just comes out kind of confusing if you don't really know.
It's too much for me, but I'm also a guy who plays a game every week for the show, so I don't want anything to be extra confusing. I want things just to move on quick.
And you also probably don't want like 100-hour games or whatever to have to go.
No, they don't end up on the show.
It's like how long before you do Xenoblade Chronicles? Let's
I want to
130 hour. I put 130 hours into that first one on Wii.
Yeah, I love. I'd have to plan really well. But yeah, it's not anytime soon. I want to do Xenogears though. Xenogears I really want to do in the show. Huge fan of that game. Oh, and then what level were you just mentioning, Alyssa? I wanted to talk about.
Gelato Beach. Well, so if are you gonna go in order though? Because like we talked about really. Bianco Hills, then there's Rico Harbor.
Gelato Beach is the one with the hotel, right? With the ghosts in it.
No.
That's Sierra Beach.
Sierra Beach. Okay.
Sierra Beach
is probably my favorite level of all of them. Is the ghost hotel because
I hated that level the most.
I always loved the ghost houses, and it was kind of a shame that you didn't get as much ghost stuff as you do in other Mario games. That was a letdown. But that hotel was weird, and like the giant stingray, like the big white stingray that comes in. I thought that was really cool. And they have to go to the little ones. Like I always enjoyed that.
I had a very hard time with those couple of levels where you had to fight all the stingrays. I was using save states like crazy and barely did it. And then the other level where you have just a time limit to do it, I had a hard time with that one too.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They're difficult, but they're fun. I mean, they're frustrating, but I still.
I mean, it was a cool level. Like the casino stuff is interesting in Serena Beach, and it's the ghost stuff is all right. I guess maybe I'm not big into ghost things. Like I got really lost in that level. I mean, I did watch a video exactly what to do, and then went and did it because I'm a cheat. I'm a dirty cheat. But that helped me. That's just how I play games. Like you should see. I mean, you think this is bad? You see the way I play Dark Souls. You would. I mean, when I play Dark Souls, I watch videos. I eat and breathe Dark Souls for like a month. That's why I won't play it again. And my wife gets really mad at me.
I think a lot of people have to, right? Because they're not really.
You have to. If you play Dark Souls, you can't stop.
I'm not. I played a little bit of Demon Souls, and I was like, I don't like this game. I'm gonna go play something else. So that's my.
Man, Dark Souls is a hell of an experience.
That's my experience.
I'm sorry, I came back just in time. Souls is my favorite series.
That's a lot of people's. I respect that. I just, I don't know. Like I said, the only one I played was the first one, the Demon Souls game, and I'm like, I'm like, these controls are terrible. I want to go play something else.
Play Dark Souls 1 Remastered.
Sorry, I dropped out. My power went out, and I had to wait for my internet to come back up. So.
Is it thanks to your wonderful state?
Yeah, is my sound still? Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
the power right here.
Is my sound all right?
Yeah, you sound all good, Kerry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on my phone because my potato office computer will take like 10 minutes to get Skype up again.
We'll just blame Texas. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, fuck
Epcot,
Texas.
right?
As a person who's lived in Texas for 39 years, fuck Texas.
Yeah, right.
We were talking about Sienna Beach.
So we're saying this is the Dark Souls of video games.
Oh no, I was just
this is Dark Souls of video games.
Talk about how I'm a dirty cheat. And when I play Dark Souls, I watch videos nonstop to what to do. Because in Sienna Beach for the ghost house, when you have to sneak around and find whatever the hell you were looking for to get to the shine, I watched a video of how to shoot the posters, how to move the doors, how to do all that stuff.
It did not occur to me that Yoshi could eat the ghost. I had to look that up.
I wouldn't.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, he's got to be able to do something. Right?
I was trying everything. I even went up there with Yoshi and threw up on the ghost, and it didn't do anything. I was like, "Well, I guess that's not what you're supposed to do," and I left.
And the ghost just looks at you. I'll be really interested when you finally get around to playing Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like, I feel like Yoshi has done so much better in that game than he is in this game. Yoshi was the star of Mario Galaxy 2, and it's wonderful, wonderful game.
I want to play Galaxy 1 and 2, but I don't want to play them with Wii controls. That's my problem.
I was gonna say you don't. I was gonna say you don't want to play them with the remade Switch one. I felt like that really kind of neutered the game.
I hate the Wii controls. I own Wii. I have multiple Wiis actually, but I hate the controls.
I'll say I'm playing Mario Galaxy 1 on my PC right now, and there's a Dolphin setup where you can basically emulate a Wiimote and nunchuck with a GameCube controller. I mean, with an Xbox controller, and that's how I'm playing. That's how I'm playing Galaxy 1, and it feels really good.
All right, it's going to be on the show now at some point because now you gave me a way to play it. All right, I'm on board.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You basically just have the IR pointer mapped to the right thumbstick.
Okay, you got me. You won. I'm gonna have to do it on the show now at some point next year. Okay,
they're really good games.
They've been on my list. Hell, I got Galaxy shortly after it came out, but I have never really got anywhere. So it's always been on my list to play.
But when we were talking about Alyssa like doing the 120 coins and all that for Mario Sunshine, one thing I think is really cool about this game that's like, weird, not in any other Mario game, is the fact that the game gets brighter the more shines that you have. I don't know if you noticed that. And it gets so bright to the point that you can get shades for Mario to make it darker because it's too bright for you. Like that's just such a weird Japanese Nintendo thing, and I love it. Like that's great.
Eventually, get a stars, then you get the cool shirt, like the vacation shirt with
the Hawaiian shirt too.
Yeah.
What now, Alyssa?
Audio issues.
Oh, sorry.
Care.
Who is having no problems? I'm actually. I just wanted to say, Mike. I think I'm gonna have to bounce in like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If you gotta get going, that's all good.
Just to let you know.
Sorry, does my microphone sound better now?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, sorry. Skype went to my default, which is apparently my headset, but I have the microphone folded up because I'm using a desktop microphone. So
Skype's an asshole sometimes, but I love it.
Say about the Hawaiian shirt.
Yes.
You can get one.
I think that's cool. I never will see it, but that's cool that it's there.
Wait, how do you get the Hawaiian shirt?
You have to have a certain amount of stars or shrines. I don't remember the amount before you can. Okay. But you have to be pretty far in the game to get it.
I thought it was like 100.
Get it from the same guy that gives you the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the sunglasses early, and I was like, it made the game too dark, and I was like, oh, I'll take these off. And never occurred to me the world was getting brighter as I got more shines. That's so awesome. That's such a neat little detail.
That is very much a Nintendo thing, though.
Because when you start the game, everything looks really dark, and like there's a whole lot of shadow like over
That's true.
Delfino Plaza.
I just thought that it was changing naturally. It didn't occur to me it had anything to do with the shines. I just thought it was like as the game progressed, it got less cloudy.
No,
because you're saving.
Which I guess it does. I guess that makes sense. You're kind of I guess, but that is a little bit of shaky premise, by the way, because a lot of the shines is just someone gives it to you.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not like you're like rescuing the shines. Some of them you're cleaning off shines and all that, but a lot of time you're just somebody's like, hey, here's a shine for what you did. It's like, so you had the shines. You had the shines.
You were
talk about
the town.
How the Sanukis took like 24 of them and hit them and then bribing people for them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we didn't even think about that. Yeah, the blue coin exchange. On the question of the Hawaiian shirt, you get the Hawaiian shirt after you beat Bowser the first time. If you go back into the game and talk to that guy.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do that because this is one of those games where if you turn off your emulator, it doesn't recognize the exact same memory card. So therefore, I could never save the correct way.
No, so it will that is something in your settings because I was able to do that. The problem is using save state. A lot of games on the Dolphin emulator, if you use save states, it corrupts your save and basically makes it to where you can't save.
Oh, okay.
So if you're using save states, because I didn't start using save states till I was pretty far into the game, and so I had 44 shines before I started using save states because I was trying to play without save states, and I was like, all right, it was like Friday. I'm like, all right, I've got to beat this game by Sunday. I'm gonna use save states now so I can speed through the rest of it, and that corrupted my save. So my save file shows that I only have 44 shines.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, it's because you're using save states.
Oh, okay. Mine shows 3, but yeah, that's because I used it pretty quickly. But okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I was wondering if it was maybe a thing in the emulator because Pikmin does it too, where when you turn off the emulator, then it gets mad.
You're going to find that with a lot of GameCube games, or a lot of like that happened with Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes for me. Is the same deal. Is I used a save state kind of late and it corrupted my save to where I didn't use save states after that for a long time, and I lost like 2 hours of progress because of it. So it's Dolphin punishes you for using save states.
Okay, I only save with save states if I can help it, so it works for me. I use every slot because I'm crazy.
I was listening to you talk about emulation and all that for GameCube. I was just wondering how much is Mario Sunshine? Because I like there was the huge spike in retro market ever since the pandemic and all that. And most GameCube games, especially exclusives, are like over $100.
I buy
Sunshine. You can still buy for like $40 or so, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, and I buy a lot of games from Japan if there's not a translation difference because games are usually a lot cheaper there.
For sure, yeah. I actually bought a lot of Super Famicom games because you can easily mod your Super Nintendo into a Super Famicom machine.
Exactly, and so yeah, I region modding is one of the. Because, like I said, I have kind of a side hustle modding and repairing video game consoles. And region modding is one of the main mods that I do on consoles. And so, yeah, I buy a lot of Japanese games just for the price. I think I got Sunshine for like $10.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Plus shipping, which since the pandemic, shipping from Japan has gone up because the Japanese postal service used to ship to America and it was super cheap. So I could buy video games from Japan. It'd be like $5 shipping, and it would take a month to get here. But if you're not in a rush, that's really good. But now the only shipping from Japan to America is DHL, and it's more expensive. So now it's a lot of places will charge you like $15 or $20 shipping.
That's cheap for international. Because as a guy who used to work for FedEx, shipping international ain't cheap.
But the Japanese post, I guess they just put it on a boat. I don't know.
Yeah, they just throw it on one of the carriers.
Because I bought a PSP from Japan in 2017. I mean, probably $10 shipping, and it took 5 weeks to get here, but no problem. But now that same store, it's $25 flat rate for anything heavier than a disc, basically. So, that's really killed that ability to get things cheaply. But still, there's certain things. Yeah, and it's like if you want to play like Panzer Dragoon Saga on your modded Sega Saturn, for instance, right? The English version of Panzer Dragoon Saga is like $800, and the Japanese version of Panzer Dragoon Saga is like $25. So
man, I gotta play that game one day.
If you want to legitimately own things, that's definitely my tip.
I'd love to play that game as well. I'm hoping that someday I mean, well, we have Sega Genesis stuff on Switch. I was hoping that maybe Sega Saturn stuff would show up there eventually, like maybe through expansion pack or something like that.
It's unlikely because the Saturn, the big problem with the Saturn is that it used eight processor chips. So it has, instead of, when you're emulating like a Super Nintendo, right? All you're emulating is the PPU and the GPU. And so even a really weak, old computer can emulate Super Nintendo, right? And then you get to like, PS3, and that's still just it, but it's like a quad core processor and a GPU, right? But with the Saturn, it's eight processors. So it's like you're having to emulate an 8-core processor. So like my gaming PC can emulate Saturn no problem, but like something small like the Switch could do it, but it's not going to perform super well. And Nintendo is not going to allow something that doesn't perform flawlessly out of the box without tweaking.
Yeah,
sure.
It's the same reason PS5 is going to be streaming PS3 games. The PS5 could definitely emulate PS3 because my PS5 is more powerful than my gaming PC, and my gaming PC plays PS3 flawlessly. But you have to tweak it. You have to really tweak for each game. You have to mess with the settings to get it just right. And no company like Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo is going to put out something that doesn't run flawlessly out of the box. That's my opinion on why you're not going to see Saturn games for a while, if ever.
Sure. Trey, I know you got to get going.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I gotta go. I hate to leave because this is a lot of fun, and hopefully we could do another one where I don't have to run off and.
I got you on Perfect Dark in 2 weeks.
Go to a job or whatever, but I just want to say, all of you, it's been great to talk to all of you, and all of you should come guest on Nintendo Main. Like seriously,
absolutely.
Always look for guests. So
100% on board for that.
Yeah, hit me up. I'm always happy to guest on someone else's podcast.
DM me and all that, and we'll put something together. We'll try to figure out. We record later, but we'll figure it out. Like seriously, all of you.
And where can people find you at? You want to plug your podcast real fast?
Yeah, it's called Nintendo Main Podcast. You can Google it. You'll find it wherever. Was it youtube.com/Nintendo Main Podcast. Nintendo_domain is my Twitter handle. Then we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Nintendo Main Podcast. We do a bonus episode every month for Patreon for $1. For just $1, you can hear that. Plus, you also get to hear the episodes like 12 hours in advance, plus like higher bit rate and all that stuff. And there's different levels. Like if you give it the $5 level, I do like a video game music mix thing where I put all of the intro and outro music that I use for all the episodes for the month into one playlist that you can listen to. And also we release like videos of us recording the podcast and all that like a couple days ahead of time as well if you're on that level. And not to mention there's like physical goodies and stuff like that if you go higher than that. So you can check that out. We've been doing this for a while. We're like 300 some episodes. We like to try to get interviews with independent developers, and we used to try to do a lot of stuff at like video game shows, but those don't happen as often anymore. Well, I guess they're kind of coming back, but it's been difficult with that. But yeah, I think that's all my stuff. Check me out on those.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
That's awesome. I'm adding it to my player right now.
And then there's one more thing I wanted to say. There was one great thing about Yoshi before I go, is that when you get Yoshi, the music changes and they add bongos, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like those little details, and I do love Super Mario Sunshine. I didn't want to sound like I was too down on it. I just, there's a lot of weird choices in there, and some of it's still difficult to do. But yeah, thanks for letting me on, and I'll talk to you later, hopefully. So take care, everybody.
Later.
Bye. Oh, and one of the levels that I want to mention next that we haven't talked about yet is Rico Harbor. Rico Harbor, if I remember correctly, that's your favorite level, Alyssa?
No.
Wasn't? No, wait, what the hell is your... No, okay, we'll get there. Rico Harbor, I like Rico Harbor. It took a little bit for me to get into it. It's the kind of second world, but I was really amused by fighting the blooper guy for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, you like rip his arms off?
Yes, you don't have to, though. You can literally just shoot him in the face, grab his nose, and pull his nose off.
Yeah, and the first fight. I think the second fight, he'll swat you if you try to do that without pulling off at least 2 arms. Yeah.
You have to get rid of at least, like 1 or 2, and then he'll be like, ah.
It was very amusing to me for some reason. I don't know why. It just was.
No, it was. It was fun. I really enjoyed every level. I think the level that my least favorite was the one with the ghost, the hotel.
Yeah, Serena Beach.
I'm going all the way back to like Mario 3. Ghost houses are like my least favorite.
Yeah.
Thing in Mario games. I just don't like ghost houses in any Mario game ever. I've never liked them. Yeah, no, Rico Harbor though is the one with all the scaffolding and stuff that you can climb. That one was fun. It was frustrating because you barely miss, and it's like, all right, start all over. And I fell from like almost the very top. Some of that, I mean, so many times.
Well, you can. It can get tough.
Well, it's frustrating that you had to give up the hover to get the rocket pack.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And there's no way to switch back either. Like you would think, there would be like some way to like, okay, I gave up the rocket pack, but now I want the hover again. I can go switch back to the hover somehow, but there's never that I could find any way.
There's a box.
Yeah.
Is there is there always a box?
Yeah, there's always a box.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's just something you weren't looking for, more than likely, because I know I wasn't. Like, we haven't talked about it, but in this game, you have three different sub things for your F.L.U.D. You have the regular jetpack, which is like a hover. You have a rocket boost, and then you have a dash, which I never used the dash.
Yeah, I never used the dash after I got it the first time.
I don't like it.
Oh, come on, you guys. No fun.
So what is I assume the dash is useful for, I mean, do you even have access to it more than a couple of times?
Yeah.
Oh, I only ever found it once.
You have each power in each world, but you can unlock it after like a certain level, then it becomes available.
Oh,
after so many episodes, there? Right?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I only ever saw it the one time. I think it was in Rico Harbor, and there's like one blue coin that it would have been really useful for getting that I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it for different things. I mean, one thing about, like, we hadn't mentioned before either is after every level that you do, or after so many signs that you get, or so many missions you beat, Shadow Mario in the main town will have different things with him. Like, one of a Yoshi egg, you unlock the Yoshi egg. He'll have the two different F.L.U.D. devices that we unlock them in the main town in order to use them. But also about Rico Harbor, that I want to mention is Rico Harbor has a yellow submarine. That amused me. Amused me a lot. I'm a big Beatles fan. I'm like, okay, this is funny.
I really liked Rico Harbor. Rico Harbor was where I had to start using save states because of the blooper race.
Oh, that blooper race, it is hard. Like you talked about earlier.
I hit the wall, and after the 8th time, I'm like, all right, I'm now down from 12 lives to 4 lives. I don't want to get a game over here. And so that is where I started using save states, was on Rico. I used save state for the first time on Rico Harbor, and it didn't corrupt my save at that point. It corrected it later. But yeah, the blooper racing is fun, but it's like, I found it really difficult to control.
It is.
Yeah.
And so the different color bloopers have different attributes, right? I think it's the yellow.
Yeah, you're only supposed to use the green one.
Is the green is the easiest to control, but the slowest, and
they all have the same top speed.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, the game tricks you. That's what the guide told me. They all have the same top speed, but the green is the easiest to control, so just use the green.
No, because if you're doing the race and you're timed and you're on the green, like no matter how well you do the course, like you still run out, like you don't make it in time.
Well, I won it every time with the green. I did it twice.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not, and I mean, yeah, I didn't have much problem. I actually didn't have to use too many save states in the race or anything. I just played and just did it.
Well, once I read up on them, I did not read that they have the same top speed. And so I was like, oh, well, yellow seems, it's the middle. That's what I want. It's kind of fast, kind of good steering. I'll go. So yellow is what I used most of the time.
Yeah, I used yellow as well.
I think the game lies at times.
Oh, Mike.
Also, like the chasing Shadow Mario, I mean, it was okay to me, but like chasing Rico Harbor was not fun because he'd climb up places and it was all scaffolding and irritating me.
So he was easy in Rico Harbor for me because he would climb around on the scaffolding, and so he can only go one place.
Oh, you just shoot
and so just stand there and just snipe him. And so I got him real fast in Rico Harbor, but it was in Delfino Plaza that I found him incredibly annoying.
He would get annoying in that one.
Jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and I would end up missing a rooftop, and then, all right, I've got to go way back over here to where I can get up to where you are. And so that's what, in the levels, I never really found him that bothersome. It was the Delfino Plaza ones where he drove me crazy.
Yeah, he run around a lot. Later on, he'd climb more. But I mean, I just used a shotgun blast, but it didn't. I enjoyed most of chasing after him for the most part.
Those are my least favorite parts of the game, for sure. They're definitely my least favorite missions were the chasing Mario ones.
They were amusing. And one boss that we hadn't talked about at all yet that I want to mention is you get to fight a Bowser mech in this game.
Oh yeah, I love that one. I love the theme park level is my favorite level in the game.
What Alyssa, what is that level called?
Tina Park. That's the world.
We should talk about that one next. That one, okay, so I was thrown for a loop because this is a game where I knew very little about going into it. I knew nothing about a Mecha Bowser, and I'm fighting a fucking Mecha Bowser on a roller coaster shooting missiles at him. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite world in the game. I went back. I kept going back to that one.
Yeah, my favorite level in that world is the last level where you can you have to like shoot the balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's super
I did that.
fun.
That was a good one. That one took me 2 or 3 tries, but because I ran out of ammo with one balloon left twice.
Oh.
Once I got it on like the 3rd or 4th try. But yeah, that was I really liked that one. That whole level was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Though I couldn't figure, there was one of the Yoshi one where you have to return the Yoshi.
To the carousel, yeah.
To the carousel. I returned him to the carousel, but I didn't put him, you have to put him in like the right spot.
Yes.
And that one took me a while to figure. I was like, why is it not where I don't know what to do here. And also, is it possible to get the wrong color Yoshi?
Yes.
That happened to me. That's
you
what
have
happened.
To feed him certain fruits change his color. If I remember
right, but he only wants a certain.
In that specific level, you need the orange one. And if you talk to the people, they're like, like the orange Yoshi is missing.
Right,
and
they say that. Yeah, and I got a pink one the first time, and then I got a green one, and then I finally got the orange one, and then by that point, I was like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do, and then I take the orange one back there, and it didn't work. I was like, what on earth? And then I was like, oh wait, I need to go to the exact spot where it's missing from.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I just ate a certain kind of fruit to make him turn orange.
Yeah, no, you do.
Oh, you can. Oh, after you hatch him, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that didn't occur to me I could do that. So what I did was I would throw them into the ocean, and then go get a new one. And I did that till I got the orange one.
You failed me, die, Yoshi.
Yeah, because I got a pink and then a green, and then the third one was orange.
I was watching a speedrun. That's how I knew what to do because I watched what they did. Or I read in my guide. Because I again very cheap, so I would never have played this game legit. Never in my life.
Oh my gosh.
The red coins on this one took me a little while because those the pirate ship ride I kept like falling off of.
Aww.
But it was, but I still did it. I mean, it just
was really hard.
It took me like 20 minutes to get it. But
I also want to talk about in Peanut Park. You have which I like. You only fight this guy twice. You fight the mole that shoots missiles at you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that for some reason.
Yeah, that was fun. I like I got all the blue coins, I think, with that one, where you like get the missiles to the bullet bills to chase you and shoot and blow up the things to get the coins from. That was cool.
And I was also amused that this game usually makes you fight bosses. Like you fight the blooper guy twice in Rico Harbor, and then you fight him somewhere else. I thought that was kind of cool that they brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
No, is where you fight him again.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite world. That's why I know.
Well, I want to talk about that very shortly. I think the last thing I want to say about, I guess, everything in Harbor. Yeah, Nico, what the hell's it called? Noki Bay?
Well, you were just talking about Peanut Park, but...
Okay. But yeah, I think I said everything I need to say about Peanut Park.
Oh.
No, I was talking about, no, there wasn't. My brain is not working. In Peanut Park, the other thing I wanted to mention is you have a level with these giant egg dinosaurs. It looks like that try to kill you, and you have to like crush them, and then you make all the sunflowers come to life.
Oh, yeah.
I like that mission. It kept reminding me of Conker's Bad Fur Day. I was waiting for a bunch of boobs on my sunflowers. I'm like, I know it's not the game, but it's just what it reminded me of. So, it was funny. Oh, Conker's Bad Fur Day is a game.
I like the multiplayer in Conker.
So it just reminded me of that, even though I know it had nothing to do with that. That's what came in my head when I saw sunflowers. I'm like, I thought of a bumblebee who was like, I need to go pollinate her. Dying. That game. Okay, so I'm gonna get. But
yeah, so Noki Bay is a lot of fun. I like that one. It's got that really high verticality. I like it a lot more once you clean the ocean. So
yeah, I wasn't sure about Noki Bay because when I went into it, Alyssa told me, you're like, it's my favorite level. Okay, and I'm like, I'm getting I was having some issues with it, but once I got the hang of it, I enjoy it. I understand now why you like it a lot. It is a very pretty level too.
It is, yeah. And it's I like the platforming in it. That you got to get good with like wall jumping.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot.
Are unique. Like that's where you fight another one, the moles, which it was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of slime. You have to like climb up hills of slime everywhere, but it wasn't at least fire slime, so it wasn't too bad. And then you also had the eel we were talking about, where you have to go underwater, but you get a little like scuba tank and you have to clean the eel's teeth. And I laugh because after you finish that mission, it says, "Make sure you take care of your teeth." Yeah.
There's actually a few of those little PSAs in this game. There's one where you I can't remember which one it was, but where you are pretty mean to an animal, and it says always be nice to your pets. It was it was in the go ahead.
Sorry, what did you say, Alyssa?
It was in Gelato Village because it was when one of the chain chomps were.
Where
you're
throw them in the water.
You're snapping their chain and throw them in the water. So it's like, remember to be kind to your pets, kids.
Yes.
Yeah. And so remember to brush your teeth.
Yeah, it made me laugh. I did die in that fight though a couple times. I mean, I was cheating with save state, but I would try to do the speedrun method and not leave the mouth right away and try to get more teeth, and that did not work out very well for me.
I thought that one was cool, and I was like, now why is this one tooth gold? What's going on with that? And then that was the shine.
Yeah, when it falls out of his mouth, and then you get the shine.
Yeah.
It was cool, and then you had that one level you go inside a bottle. He's like, "Here, I want to test you. Here, go inside this bottle."
Yeah,
it was strange.
Yeah, it was a cool level, and the chasing the Shadow Mario one on that one is because it's so vertical. It's a little harder to shoot him because you're not running behind him where you can shoot him in the back as much because you're constantly wall jumping behind him. So I didn't find that one super frustrating, but I did like run out of water at one point. Or like 2 different times, and have to just like dive off the very top into the water and refill, which is fun. It's really cool because if you ever do the belly flop dive into a body of water, Mario like does like a proper dive. It's kind of cool.
I love it. It's amazing.
I mean, also we hadn't mentioned this either, but with the F.L.U.D, you have to go in bodies of water at different points, press R to refill.
Yeah. Or you can jump on top of certain enemies and they'll drop bottles of water when you jump on them.
Yeah, I only saw it once or twice. I saw it very few times.
Oh, the little bubble guys that appear out of the goo.
Slime.
Those little slime guys usually drop one if you jump on their head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not if you kill them with water, but if you jump on their head before they start glowing, like when they're about to explode. If you do it before that, then they'll usually drop a bottle of water.
I think Alyssa, we covered every world then, except for the last one so far?
Well, we talked about Bianco Hills, Rico Harbor. We kind of skipped Gelato Beach, kind of. Like, we didn't really go into detail of that one, because I wanted to talk about the Wiggler.
Oh, yes, we should talk about that.
I like the Wiggler.
Let's talk about Gelato Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like how in the first level, you have to squirt the little, like, leaves, like little tree things that are popped up from the ground, and then that's when the sandcastle pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I enjoyed that. But yeah, some of the boss fights in there, we talked about the Sandbird, which, I like Sandbird.
I thought the Sandbird was really cool. I thought it was really cool. It's just what I don't like in this game are automatic fail states. Like, if you fall off the Sandbird, you should land on the clouds and then have a chance to, like, rocket yourself back up or something. Because, like, just automatic fail state, you're dead if you fell off is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you gotta just know how the bird moves and stuff to not die.
Yeah, I mean, I only died on the Sandbird like 5 or 6 times, so it wasn't a big deal, but still.
Well, but I'm happy that they had the Wiggler though. Like, I don't know. I thought that whole fight was like cute, and I like the music too.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get all angry and then he'd be running around all like upset.
I like how it's a combination fight, combination mission where the first thing is you have to break the stuff off the radar to get him off the tower because you heat up the tower, and then you have to go, and then he gets mad, so now he's running around, you have to blow up the sand with these plants that you fill with water to make him fall over, then you jump and squish him.
Yeah, I thought that was an innovative way of the fight too. Yeah. And it was one where I got it right away. I was like, oh, I bet I just have to make him run over the sandcastles, and then I make him, and it worked. I was like, oh, this is really neat. Did you ever accidentally knock him into the ocean?
Yes.
Yeah, I did that once. That was frustrating.
Yeah, because then you can't really get to him.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
Did not work. It took me a little bit to get him. I barely got him in the last one because they go farther down his body, so you have less time. You have to be faster, and I was having a really hard time with the very last one, but I got it. But it was a cool fight. It was a cool boss fight.
Yeah, I like Gelato Beach in general. The only thing about Gelato Beach I didn't like was some of the blue coins, and 1 or 2 of the red coins are with schools of fish, and they swim away from you.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. I mean, I was able to figure it out. I was like, oh, I just have to figure out the pathing and get in front of it and then dive at it from the front. But it's still, I spent a little bit of time chasing coins underwater with them swimming away from me. I'm like, come on.
It's hard because, like, in Gelato Beach, I think there's like a riptide type of thing with the water where if you you're supposed to get the F.L.U.D propeller one so you can go in there and get stuff. But it's like I would remember chasing after blue points at one point. And I'm like, this is hard because I can't get to them.
Wait, F.L.U.D propeller?
The F.L.U.D propeller, if you use it underwater, the dash one, you can like swim really fast underwater.
Oh, well, that would have been useful.
I think it was Gelato Beach. Maybe I'm
tried that.
confusing the world, but I know at some point I had.
I'm sure you're right.
No, you're talking about the right one.
Okay,
I didn't even occur to me I could do that.
I mean, the levels are cool and they are unique. I mean, the game is very pretty still. Like the graphics hold up just fine in 2022. Like it didn't age bad.
Oh, it looks. I mean, like I said, upscaling with the Dolphin emulator on a HDTV, it looked gorgeous. This game is so bright and colorful. The art style is great. The music is probably the best of any game other than Mario Odyssey, because Odyssey includes a lot of the music from this.
I can't speak to that other than I did enjoy the song when they remixed the old Mario song. I was enjoying that a lot.
Yeah, my favorite were the floodless levels with the acapella. Yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, this game is gorgeous, both visually and orally.
Oh, and then since we covered all the village or all the different worlds, I know there's a bunch of like random shit this game makes you do for shines in Delfino Harbor. I didn't do any of those really, other than I just didn't care. But
I did a bunch of those because I thought that I just have to get 50 stars.
Same. So I would start.
So I got at least I want to say like 15 shines in Delfino Plaza, maybe 12. How many are there? Alyssa, like 50?
No, I think there's like 20. There's like 20.
Yeah,
I think
still a lot.
I kind of went around and made like a mission of trying to get all the ones in Delfino Plaza that I could find. So I got a bunch of them. I thought those were cool. I liked especially like a lot of them, like it's just a matter of using the rocket pack in a kind of a judicious manner will allow you to get up to some interesting places.
Should we talk about the pachinko machine one?
Okay, yeah, that is actually I lied. That was where I started using save state. I failed on the pachinko machine.
That's tough, and I don't like that one.
At least 50, I would say at least 50, 60 deaths on that one, easily. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm a fan of it conceptually. I like the idea of being inside a giant pachinko machine, but falling out of the bottom should have landed you at the bottom of the level, not kill you and you lose a life. And I don't know, that's kind of funny. As someone who grew up in the 80s, and my very first video game that I owned was Super Mario Brothers, where you have 3 lives and you instantly die from like everything. You would think that I would be more a nerd to this, but I don't know. I think I've just been spoiled by so many other games so many other Mario games that don't do that,
I think most of it's we're older. We're all adults, and that plays a big part of it. You don't have the time or the interest to bang your head against a wall. That's how I am. I mean, I would have never gotten through this game without save states. I wouldn't have made it. It would have been too difficult for me, and I would have quit. I'm also not good at platformers in general. I will always say that. Like, this is not my type of game.
I'm a 2D platformer person. Like I said, Mario 64 is one of my favorite games ever, and so I do like 3D platformers that are good, and this is a very good one, but I'm not good at them usually.
Yeah, they're this game. It took me a little while to get used to controls. It was kind of jumpy at first for me, not jumpy, but slippery. And later on, I got the hang of it. Like I understood how to use the F.L.U.D. I understood how to play, and I did enjoy the parts of it. Oh, and then once you beat Shadow Mario on all 7 of the missions, you unlock the final area, which is what the hell is it called? Rocco Mountain or something?
No, it's Corona Mountain.
Corona Mountain. Okay, whatever. And I was laughing at it because it's like, one, the whole place floods and you swim through and then you follow Shadow Mario, which I'm like, why does he swim when water hurts him? But hey, whatever. And then he goes into this mountain, and God, that place is hard though.
No, it's so much fun.
It is.
The part that I found hard in it was with the canoe. If you bump into anything, dead. Mm-hmm. Again, it's that instant death mechanic that frustrates me because I thought it was a neat mechanic of being able to sit there and you got to shoot the F.L.U.D. and you got to kind of the physics of it, though it isn't very good physics, so it doesn't really work the way it would work in real life. It's very much just one direction or two directional. It's not like diagonal doesn't really work the way it should, but it's fine. I thought it was a neat idea, but yeah, you just barely brush a wall, dead, and that I was not a fan of. even though I
Me
thought
either.
mechanically it was an interesting way of doing things.
You also can't do you have to do it in very small bursts. Because if you do it in a big burst, it just ends badly.
Yeah.
Now I had a really hard time. I had to save state for every platform to get there. I thought it was
Oh
tough.
wow!
Again, not good at 3D platform. Not good at platforms in general, especially 3D.
And I liked going up the clouds with the rocket pack was a neat thing. And then again, that one, if you fail, you don't die. You just land at the bottom and get to do it again, which is the way it should be.
And then that brings us to the final boss fight. So a long time ago, when I was recording one of the episodes of the show, Vincent, friend of the show, who's been on, Vincent Goodwin, had mentioned about fighting Bowser in a bathtub. Completely forgot he'd ever said that. And then when I got to this part, I'm like, why is Bowser in a bathtub? Okay. That's the final boss fight. Bowser in a bathtub.
It's interesting, but it's still fun. It's fun.
It was amusing, where Peach is sitting there. She's like, I don't think so, because they want her to get in the bathtub, and Bowser Jr. and Bowser in the bathtub, this acid hot bath thing because they're reptiles. I found it's amusing, but can you refill your water in that level in that fight if you run out?
If you a water bottle will pop up if you step on some of the things that are flying at you. If you get low on water.
I didn't ever get low on water. You just had to rock it up in the air and ground pound 5 times to beat it, right?
I didn't either. I was just curious.
It was such an anticlimactic boss. It was so easy. That's kind of my other complaint about the game is it's not consistently hard or consistently easy. It'll be incredibly easy, then incredibly hard, incredibly easy, incredibly hard. It's like the final boss of the game was like a cakewalk compared to this.
Bitch.
Well, really, all of the boss fights in the game are super easy.
They weren't that bad.
Which is fine. No, nothing wrong with that. And Mario 64 is the same way. All the Bowser fights in that are really easy, but
I only had one boss fight that I struggle with sometimes. It's when you're in the hotel and you're defeating that Boo. Because sometimes I would throw the pepper at him and it would totally just miss his mouth.
Oh yeah.
I didn't talk about King Boo.
Had to wait until the whole he cycles through that whole thing again, and then you have to do it all over again. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I thought it was amusing. You throw a pepper in his mouth, and then you have to throw another fruit at him.
So then he gets all upset, and he's wagging his tongue around because it's too hot for him.
And I think the deal is that he can't lick the juice off because his tongue is hurt. Right? Is the idea.
Okay, that would make sense.
Because if you throw another fruit at him without doing that, he just licks it off. And so it's you burn his tongue and then throw a fruit at him. And my problem was I would throw the pepper and miss, like you were saying. But still, I thought that was a fun fight. It
was cool. That level was all right. It was just, I'm not a big fan of Ghost House either, but it was interesting.
Right. And, that's probably the only boss fight that, I had, a gripe with, because everything else is pretty, pretty good.
I mean, you love this game too, so.
I know. I absolutely love this game. And actually, I had a couple, when we were talking about Delfino Plaza earlier, I had a couple things I wanted to say about, the shrines in that area.
Sure, feel free.
Okay. So, just a couple of the shrines that are kind of easier to get, when you're on where the sand is by, where the water tower for Gelato Beach, if you spray the sand, a shrine will pop up, you gotta just spray the floor, the sand, and then a shrine will appear, and then you get a shrine that way. That's a pretty easy shrine to get for there. And then and then I don't know, because Mike, you said that you didn't play any of the kind of side levels.
I did a couple early on when I thought I just needed 50 shines. I was trying to get early shines too, just okay, I'll just get the easy ones in the beginning, and that way if I run out of time I can just hurry and finish the game. But then when I realized, I stopped. So
okay, well, did either of you guys do the one where you have to crush the boxes? It's that little mini game. You have a time limit, and you have to crush all the boxes.
I know what you're talking about.
No,
I did not.
I did not do that one.
Oh, come on, you guys. Well, you do that once. You have a time limit, and you have to smash all the crates, and then you get a shrine. And then you go back in a different time, and then you could do it again, but there's more crates, and you have to smash. And
you have to find all the ones in Delfino Plaza?
No. It's actually this room.
Oh, okay.
It's just this open area. You just go into this room, and then this random guy is in there. You talk to him, and then he's like, "Oh, you want to play a game?" And then you smash all the crates, and then you get 2 shrines from that. And
oh yeah, I don't even remember that.
It's in the same building as on the rooftop that Chuckster is there. And you
okay.
1 coin, and then he throws you, and you get that shrine that's in that other building.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of secrets in this game. There's a lot to this game.
I couldn't figure out how to get into the building you're talking about, with the green doors that are shut, that's right there, kind of on the corner.
Yeah.
You have to use the dash, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you can dash.
Well, okay, I never used the dash, so it didn't occur to me to do that.
Speed run.
I thought, like, I got the Yoshi and was like, puking on the doors. Like, oh, maybe Yoshi's like magic puke will open it. Nope, doesn't work.
I only knew about it. I watched a speedrunner do it, and that's how I knew what to do. Otherwise, I would have been in the same boat.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, I never used the dash, so it didn't even occur to me. I didn't even know you could get the dash in Delfino Plaza. I guess it's over there by the fountain.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. You have 3 power-ups right there. Because you can get that shrine, but then there's also, between the 2 cops, you could go and there's like a mini game in there too, and you get a shrine in there. Because you only have to use the dash in that area.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff hidden in this game. I was watching a 120 speedrun. I was like, my God.
Yeah,
Never
I love
would have found it.
And I like that when you're Yoshi and you're talking to somebody, you can just randomly squirt them and then they'll get upset.
Yeah, because you're puking on them.
Yeah.
I'd be upset too.
It'll be a mid-conversation. Just randomly puke on them. And then one other thing, this is just random, that I wanted to mention. I like when you go on that island and there's that guy that was like stranded on the island because he didn't know how to swim. So he's all sad because he's by himself on the island. But then when it floods and then they save him and then he's like back on the main island, he's like, oh, I miss my island. Like he missed being alone over there.
Mike was mentioning speed runs. What do you think is the world record for a 120 shine speed run?
Oh, geez. I have no idea.
2 hours, 53 minutes, 57 seconds.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to beat that.
Yeah.
Good.
That's the 100. That's the 120. Any percent is 1 hour, 13 minutes, 44 seconds.
Wow.
So.
Speedrun is something else.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one that we should talk about. We mentioned it briefly earlier, but I want to go more detail. There's one level you have to push a watermelon down the hill.
Yes.
To make it smoothly.
Yes, that's episode 8 on Gelato Beach.
Okay, so it's optional. I mean, I did it because I was trying to do all 8 missions for every world until the last 2, when I was just like, I want to beat this game and move on. I got to play the bouncer.
Oh.
So, but I really I liked that one, actually, because I save stated, so anytime the watermelon broke, I just reloaded and it was fine. But
wow.
I don't think I did that one.
You didn't have to. It was optional at that point.
Oh, man, come on, you guys. You guys got to play like the full game.
He just played Bloodstained with me last week, so he was suffering the games my mom found itis.
Yeah, I was maybe like 2 hours from beating Elden Ring, and then Mike's like, all right, I'm gonna have you on for Bloodstained, and then the next week I'm gonna have you on for Mario Sunshine. I'm like, all right, so I gotta beat Bloodstained before this date, and then I gotta turn around and beat Mario Sunshine a week later. Because I didn't start Mario Sunshine until Monday. So yeah.
Yeah, part of the issue with this show. It's why I have not played Dark Souls anything in a long time. But I want to, but it's like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I know. You can have me on for any Dark, like I said, Souls is my favorite series. So have me on anytime you're doing any Souls games.
One day I'm going to work in, I think, maybe 2.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I beat Mario Sunshine yesterday morning, and then I beat Elden Ring last night. I was like, all right, now I can go back and beat Elden Ring. So
if I can emulate Dark Souls 1, I'm 100% putting on a show because I can cheese it.
Oh, emulate it? No, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, just the cheese. That's all. Not because I can beat it, but I
just don't know even what you would emulate. I guess emulate the Switch version.
No, I guess that would work. Yeah. Okay, that's another conversation.
All right,
but
anyway, sorry.
Any last things you want to say about Sunshine before we go on to questions, comments, or memories?
Sunshine is the best game in the whole entire world, aside from Star Fox Adventures and Sonic Adventures. And...
all your credibility just went away and we're listening, by the way. So.
Oh, what?
Fox baddies!
And yeah, that's, listen to the soundtrack. If you haven't played the game, play the full game, all 8 episodes of each world. And yeah.
Okay. We will start with, I watched the entire Orbital Trooper replay group. I got a lot of questions. There's a decent amount of comments from Nabil Azui. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'm pretty sure I did. I was 6 and saw a demo in Blockbuster. I was enthralled. I didn't own the game until I was 16, though. The level design is cool, and I love using F.L.U.D, but the game is a bit janky, and the graphics and aesthetic left me feeling kind of awkward /uneasy/intimidated. Like, I hate how most of it looks aesthetically, to be honest. Also, just a weird game and surprisingly hard. I get why it's loved. I enjoyed it, but it's low on my Mario 3D platform rankings.
Oh, I'm offended.
From Ian Bauer, I love how much more colorful this was than the standard earth tone smear everything else looked like at the time. From Ken Pittman, why is sliding on Mario's belly so fun and why won't Nintendo give us more of it? Which we have not mentioned. You can slide on his belly. If you shoot water and slide on his belly, he goes really fast. But,
Yes.
From Star Myers, friend of the show, replayed recently. Think for sure it has some jank, but doesn't get enough credit for everything else that it does amazing about this game. Graphic style, charm, level design, different style Mario game, etc. And from also a friend of the show, Emmanuel Leon Santiago Rodriguez. Commander Lanhart. Never played it as a kid since I didn't own a GameCube. Wouldn't be until 2016 when a coworker loaned it to me along with Luigi's Mansion so I could play them. I was excited to finally get the chance to play it after years of seeing videos of it. As someone who actually lives on a tropical island, the setting of the game was the most appealing thing to me. Gameplay-wise, it's a fine game. There's some frustrating levels and controls later on in the game, especially now that I played it twice and have played the superior Mario Odyssey. Like others have said, and Mario 64 for that matter, would greatly benefit from a full remake. All right. And from Nova Quinn, friend of the show also, the controls in this game were a little wacky when you're using the water spray to fly. On a completely unrelated note, I swore for the first time while playing this. She did not say why or how, but okay. From Quentin Crow, I want to know why the hell people hate on this game so much. It's delightfully amazing. It has excellent platforming, charming graphics, and delightful concepts. I still play it like once every other year. I mean, I understand. From Dakota Elfreen, I have such a love-hate relationship with this game. I love F.L.U.D. and its function, but the movement doesn't feel as fluid as 64 or Odyssey. Collecting the blue coins for all 120 shines is also such a slog. Agreed on that part. And from Nintendo GameCube enthusiasts, I got a few. From Mark Goldie, they need to make Sunshine 2. I don't see that happening, but I wouldn't mind a sequel to this game.
The cutscene, though, the scene at the end where that guy with the fake Pianta outfit finds the wand.
What about him?
There's at the end it shows a picture of him finding the staff. He's standing there with it.
Oh.
So a perfect hey, make a second one. He could be the villain because he found it and he's mad because we beat him in all the races.
Pianissimo.
He finds the brush. Okay.
Yes.
All right. From Carlos Zarzula. I think it's awesome you get to enjoy something for the first time that made a big impact in my life about 20 years ago. It's beautiful to think of the feelings I felt when I was younger and that you might go through some of those feelings too. Great game all around. Because I said it was my first time ever playing this. You'll hear my opinion shortly. From Casey Daniels, I love this game. From Dennis Stacy, great game, but the camera makes me want to throw my controller through my TV sometimes. From Austin Brown, playing through it again too. It's a tough game in my opinion compared to others. All right. From Anthony Draper, I'd say it's probably the hardest Mario game, but definitely an excellent one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one from Cobra Cardona. I think it's a very overrated game, to be honest.
No, I don't think it's overrated at all.
No. But
yeah.
From John T. Olivia, it takes work for a Mario game, but it's memorable, tight, and has some awesome platforming moments. And from the Mario group, I got one comment from Robert Huey. Super Mario Sunshine 2. That would be nice.
Yes. Please.
Yeah, totally.
And last group I'm going to read from, the Giant Bomb group. From Jake Goddick, I never understood why people don't like this game. Probably my favorite Mario.
Yes.
From Alan Clark, it's not as bad as folks say. It's a better Mario than Odyssey. That's not a very common opinion.
But I agree.
That's because you have rose-colored glasses on for this one.
Odyssey's so good. I mean, I think this game is really good. It's very, very good game. It's just Odyssey's kind of the culmination of everything. The
Here's
only
one
thing Odyssey's missing is F.L.U.D. Honestly.
From Cameron Falkenberg, it's a good but very flawed. Some parts are so fun, others are infuriating. It's kind of like what you're saying.
When it's a game, you gotta have a little bit of everything.
From Matthew LeGrave, it's easily the Mario I returned to the most. I love how it stuck to a cohesive theme and like that for several areas. There was an ongoing story that develops as you complete levels. Even worlds without a real story per se got cleaner over time and had more people return to them, which was a great touch. I also like how blue coins act like mini shines. Odyssey has a lot of very simple stars to come across, and they all count equally, but I like that simple stuff in Sunshine is a blue coin rather than another shine. Odyssey plays better, but this is my favorite Mario. And let's see. Okay, from Aaron Lamb, I played through most of this game recently for the first time since it released. Overall, it's a very enjoyable Mario title. There are a few baffling bonus areas with almost totally broken controls, and the challenge area with no F.L.U.D. can be a major pain in the behind. I'm not sure where Sunshine ranks overall for me, but my feelings haven't changed since I played it years ago. All right. And last one I will read will be Francisco Rodriguez. I didn't hate it as much as other people did, but I do remember being excited to play it and then feeling like it was such a massive step down from 64 in a lot of ways. Even things like the swimming controls felt a lot more restrictive than they did in 64. I remember getting to the parts where you have F.L.U.D taken off you being the best parts of the game, and that realization hammered home just how little fun I was having with the normal level. Okay. All right. And that will bring us to Shelf Stacker Box. And Kerry, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this. I want to say Shelf because I definitely think I'll play it again at some point. And I do think it's a really good game, but I don't see myself going back to it anytime soon. That's for sure. All it did is it made me want to play Galaxy and Galaxy 2 and maybe replay Odyssey or something.
Play other games?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it.
It is a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the stack. It's not something I want to play again, but I enjoyed it enough. At first, I really disliked it, but as I got the hang of what I was doing, I enjoyed the controls more. But again, I'm not a big fan of Mario games in general, except for 3D World. I have no plan to ever probably play this again, but I'm glad I finally did, thanks to Alyssa telling me to put it on the show. So I finally played it.
You're welcome.
And I'm happy for that, but it's going in the stack, and maybe I'll get to it someday, but I highly ever doubt it. What about you, Alyssa?
I'll probably just box it. No, I definitely will shelf it. Like I have a couple copies of this game just in case if anything happens to my original version. I play it all the time. Like I said earlier, like this game and Star Fox Adventures and Sonic Adventures 2, like I literally can play those games like at any given time. Like I love it so much. I have the remastered like on the Switch. I have like a digital copy on one of my Switches and then a physical copy for the other one. And like I don't know, I would play it like all the time. I was so happy when they made it on the Switch because then I was like, okay, I could play my favorite game ever wherever I go. Like that was amazing. And the graphics on there are just so amazing. Like the blue coins just look so clean and crisp and everything is just perfect. So yeah, I definitely, this game permanently will be, ready for me to play at a given time. I love it so much.
All right.
That's cool.
Well, I'm glad
that now you got to speed run it.
Yes.
I probably could. But speedrunning is a monster of a thing, so it really is. That's all I can say. I mean, as a guy who watches speedruns almost every night before he goes to bed, it's a thing that takes a lot of practice. It's impressive. All right, and I should introduce what we were talking about next week. Well, next week on the show, I'm going to be playing through the original Legend of Zelda for the first time in 15 years. So.
Yeah, that's it was too bad I couldn't be on that one because I was saying earlier that Souls is my favorite series, but actually Zelda is my favorite series, and that is when I got my Nintendo as a kid, we got it a year after it came out, or maybe 2 years after. We got it in '89. Oh, so that's 3 years after, and we got it in '89, and so the night we got it came with Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, and we had RC Pro-Am, and then The Legend of Zelda. And that's a game that I play and beat pretty much every single year. Like I've played through, if not completely beaten, I've played through most of that game at least 15, 20 times. I love that game. I was actually in the middle of trying to beat the second quest. I've never beaten the Master Quest on it. And so I'm in the process of trying to beat the Master Quest right now.
Okay. I've never done that. I've never even bothered with it. I only played it once back in high school, and then this is only my second time ever playing the original Zelda to beat. All right, and Kerry, where can people find you at?
So I'm on Twitch, Kerooseta, Kerooseta. I also occasionally will make shorter versions of my Twitch stuff on TikTok. Mainly what I do on there is I play a lot of Dark Souls games, occasionally something else, and then I also modify and repair video game consoles, mostly handhelds, and kind of record my progress on that. So that's me.
Okay, and Alyssa, where can people find you at?
On Instagram, my handle is Alyssa Billy. I post my Perler bead art on there. I actually have some Perler art that is from Super Mario Sunshine on there. So, yeah.
Yes, you love this game.
Yeah, I absolutely love this game so much.
And I've been meaning to say this for weeks. Not originally, but I guessed on another podcast, Nomads of Fantasy, where I covered BioShock. So if you want to hear that, go check them out. I think I've been meaning to shout them out on this show, but I keep forgetting to, so I wanted to do that. And I want to give an awesome shout out to my courtesy of Helena, my intro and outro. You can find her on TikTok at Hell Has Fury. I said that completely wrong. And I want to give a shout out to my buddy Bill Tucker, who did all the MCU movies with me, because we're insane. He started his own podcast, The Gamer Looks at 40. Definitely go check him out. And if you enjoy the show, you can find all our work on Podbean if you don't find it on Spotify or iTunes, for example. We have over 300 episodes. We cover movies, comics, TV seasons, games. We do all sorts of stuff on here. So you'll find something that interests you. There's tons and tons of episodes. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more Mario episode, we've done a few. Episode 149, Super Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario RPG, episode 125. Super Mario World, episode 84. Super Mario Land 1 and 2, episode 78. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, episode 35. And we have one last thing, isn't exactly a Mario, but I do want to mention it. We did Luigi's Mansion, episode 89. So definitely go check those out. Record a lot. And if you want to support the show, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 each month. We do have a Patreon poll right now. You get to decide what movie we're going to cover. It's either Blade 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, or Resident Evil Apocalypse. And each month I do different ones. So little as $1, just go vote. Help me out. It makes me happy, and then it helps support the show. And I can do more. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. We are on YouTube. I think that's... Oh, and also there's a guy who was on the show that I had to leave earlier. Check out the 10 Domains podcast. Pretty good. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.